All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. All righty. Oops, don't go over there. Welcome, everybody, to the fight of the century. It's Tail on the Air Live. I'm your host, Sean, the Fox in the Fedora, or just Fox for short, and welcome to the third week of Toda Superfight. Let's introduce tonight's contestants before we get on to the main event. First up, falling from the moon, 3 days remain, it's LunarDrop.
Hello, everybody.
Next up is the mastermind behind the series Flint and Steel, MT Fox.
Hey, mastermind's a strong word, but hey!
Next up, that wolf is on fire, it's AnKoBlaze.
I thought we discussed this!
Up next, it's the Audio Master Wolf, Shanti Wolf.
Hey guys.
Following up is the return of VoicesAndRants.
Yeah, nothing else but that.
Next up, Thai-Rei. Doesn't need any more introduction than that.
Of course I don't.
Next up, the Doctor is in. It's Dr. Menace.
There's no reality, it's just an illusion. There's no real sanity, just plain confusion.
And finally, watch out or his puppet will eat your face. It's fightingleaf.
Unless you have bacon, he takes that as substitutes as well.
All right, with that, on to the game. Superfight. Now, in case you don't know what that is from last week or previous week, let me explain real quick. Superfight is a game where contestants, or in this case I, draw 3 cards, a character and 2 attributes. An example could be Han Solo riding on a speedboat while burping fireballs. Yes, I'm not kidding. Anyway, once everyone has their cards, they then argue how their character and their character's attributes tops everyone else's characters and attributes. It's, as the box says, a game of absurd arguments. Now, there are quite a few rules, so I'm going to go through them as fast as I can for any newcomers listening out there. Each episode will contain no more and no less than 8 contestants per episode, with 1v1 duels. I shall remain mostly neutral, picking cards and reading them out loud, but sometimes throwing in a monkey wrench here or there. You never know, we Foxes are pretty slick like that. However, I promise that even I don't know what the order of the cards are. If, like last week, you end up with a hand that's not very good, you have the option to discard and redraw if you and I are in agreement that the hand is bad. Just once, though. In the end, we get what we get. Both contestants will get 2 battles per round, each lasting 3 minutes. Each argument lasting 3 minutes to argue back and forth before I add in the final attributes and or a monkey wrench. It's kind of like a rap battle or presidential debate. One person goes and the next and so on and so forth until a full 12 minutes have gone by. Now, if a contestant finishes their argument before the time limit is up, they may say, "That is all," and we will give the floor to the other contestant. Once the time runs out, whereby you'll hear this sound, or you say, "That is all," you may not speak until your next turn. If you stray from the cards given to you at any time by adding anything too far from what you have, like trying to change locations or relying on another character's close allies in their lore, I will act as referee and pull you back to the cards allowed. As the contestants debate, the contestants currently awaiting will vote on who they think has the better argument in the 2 separate battles. And yes, you are allowed to change your vote in between the first and second battles. Contestants, please do not vote based on favoritism for contestant or character. Vote based solely on argument. Whoever gets picked as the best goes on. Whoever gets picked as a loser is out until the next episode they're available to play in. But they may still vote for the remainder of the rounds, so don't go anywhere. Last person standing gains an Infinity Stone from the Marvel Universe and moves on to the championship episode in episode 7, and may not play until then. Why an Infinity Stone for the prize? Because they're such great MacGuffins. Plus, who wouldn't want to be a godlike master of the universe, am I right? There are way too many hands going up. I'm worried. On a side note, if a champion cannot make it to the 7th episode, they are allowed to choose someone to go in their place when the time comes. Whew. So y'all got that? I know that was a lot.
Yep.
I want to be a god!
Got it.
Understood.
I am a god.
I'm gonna say
A
bacon.
master of reality, I shall become.
Well, good for you. Okay, the Infinity Stone you guys are playing for this week is the Reality Stone. With it, one can make any and all of your wishes come true, no matter what. Now, you two can get rid of that freaking jerk neighbor of yours by turning him into a delicious slice of pizza. Please consult a doctor should you decide to eat a human being turned into a pizza. Side effects may include nausea, diarrhea, and the potential desire to turn more people into pizzas, or do other crazy things only seen in such stories like Disney's Aladdin or Fairly Odd Parents. Ask your doctor if Reality Stone is right for you before turning him into a pizza.
Quick question. If I eat the pizza, does that mean I'm a cannibal?
Shut up. Anyway, on to the game. Good luck to you all. Can't wait to hear the arguments. And remember, this is all in good fun. So, have at it. Okay. So, the first person up, or the first contestants up, will be Dr. Menace and LunarDrop.
The doctor is in and is ready for round 3!
All right. You guys ready?
Yeah, I just don't have a snazzy introduction line.
All right. Well, LunarDrop, you get to pick first. So, which character deck would you like to pick from? Core, Expansion, or Nerd?
Nerd.
Here we go. All right. LunarDrop, you are the Greek god Zeus. So, yes, you're throwing lightning bolts, and you're the king of the gods, or at least that's your character.
Yes.
All right, and which attribute deck would you like to pick from? The Core, Expansion, or Nerd?
Core.
Core, okay. Okay, so you're Zeus, and you're allergic to water. You're allergic to water, yes. All right,
Okay.
do you want to keep those cards, or would you like to redraw?
Can I redraw my core?
All right, I will let you redraw the Core. Oh, okay, so you're Zeus, and you use the Force from Star Wars.
Oh.
Yes, that's...
I am an
Hey,
all-powerful
that's
god.
You are too OP now.
All right, Zach, Dr. Menace, where are you picking from?
Let's go core.
Core, all right. Oh, no! Okay, Dr. Menace, you're Mr. Rogers. You're Mr. Rogers. And which attribute deck are you picking from?
I'm picking from the nerd deck.
Okay. Oh, this isn't good. You're Mr. Rogers and you took an arrow in the knee.
I choose to activate my redraw
Okay, for the attribute?
for the attribute.
Okay.
Let's try again on the nerd.
You're Mr. Rogers and you just stole the Pink Panther diamond.
I'll take that.
Mr. Rogers is setting a bad example for children.
Apparently. All right.
Listen,
Now-
Mr. Rogers here is just doing it because I don't want the criminals to do it.
All right, so yeah, okay, so now here's what's changed. In the previous episodes, I've been using this space location deck. Basically, it's just regular locations and all that. But now I've changed to the reality deck. Now reality is on the flip flop because of the reality stone. So your location is. I'm kind of afraid to look. Oh no. Okay, you will be fighting in the internet.
I'll take that.
The internet has come alive. Now YouTube and Twitter and all these social media places are
We
actually
basically-
physical.
So we have
They're-
access to basically every website's going to be where we can go.
They're physical now. They have become physical. So now it's not just like on a computer. It is like an actual building and places. And how YouTube and Twitter works is an actual place and thing now.
So basically it's just a whole bunch of people that argue and there's cat videos.
Yes!
Okay.
All right. I'll give you guys some time to research, which means we go to the next people coming up, which is AnKoBlaze and VoicesAndRants. Come on out.
Hey.
All right. Let's choose your cards. All right. AnKoBlaze, where are you picking from?
Let's go for expanded.
Expanded.
I'm scared.
Holy smokes. Okay, so AnKoBlaze, you're a sentient Mount Rushmore.
I'm a what now?
sentient Mount Rushmore. So have you ever
living mountain?
Yeah, have you ever seen those
Cool.
pictures? It's a place here in the States. Have you ever seen a picture of it? It's four of our four presidents are on it.
No.
Okay, would you like to redraw?
First, let's see what's my attribute.
Yeah.
All right, where would you like to pick the attribute from?
Let's go for nerd.
Nerd. Okay. You are a sentient Mount Rushmore riding a Pegasus.
The poor Pegasus.
All right.
Uh,
Okay, so redraw or keep?
I think I'll redraw
Okay, you're gonna redraw what?
Mount Rushmore.
Interesting stuff.
Okay. Redrawing Mount Rushmore, you picked that from the expansion, so repicking for expansion. Oh, okay. AnKoBlaze, you are now the most interesting man in the world.
Oh, why, thank you.
That is who you are, if you've ever seen those beer commercials. So you are now the most interesting man in the world.
Oh, no, I haven't. Now I need to research.
Okay, well, you can either opt for that or Mount Rushmore.
Go for Justice Tempting.
But you gotta pick soon.
I think I'll keep it. The way
Okay.
it is.
The most interesting man in the world is riding a Pegasus. Okay. Voices and Rants, where are you picking from?
Yeah. I think I'll start with nerd, even though it may backfire.
Okay, well, any of these can backfire.
Well, I mean, like in terms of like knowing who they are, I'm gonna do research. I feel like
Voices and Rants, you're a Doge.
that's a dog, right?
Yeah, you're the Doge meme.
Okay. Bit
And
of
where's-
research that you do there.
Where are you gonna pick your attribute from?
Let's try expanded.
Expanded. Okay. You're the Doge riding a dragon.
I will keep that.
Alrighty.
I can work
And-
with that.
And the location you'll be fighting is a lake of boiling cheese.
My favorite.
Lake of boiling cheese. Okay, so with that, you guys can go ahead and do your research, and it's back to LunarDrop and Dr. Menace.
All right.
All right, LunarDrop, you are the first to argue. So you've got 3 minutes to post your argument by giving it to us here. In 3, 2, 1, fight!
The Greek god Zeus, that alone should win, okay? But then you're going to give him the Force. Whoo boy! This is a combination for the ages. Not only is the Greek god Zeus a popular Dota 2 hero with a win rate of 55%, that is more than half. But he also has a pick rate of at least 10%, according to at least 2014 study in Dota Buff. He has been played, get this, for all the time people have played as Zeus. He has been played for 13,405 years on Dota 2. That's just the time people have played his hero. I'm not even including the days, hours, minutes, and seconds. That's just the years. People clearly love this hero. Now that is just a Dota 2 hero. That's just a modern interpretation of Zeus. What about the actual god himself? He is the chief of gods. He won a draw to become a chief ruler of the gods. He rules the people we worship. They're very people who created our earth, our sky, our universe. He is the ruler of them all. He won a draw to become the chief ruler of the gods, so he is also incredibly lucky. Now, he is not reined in by one woman. Yes, he is unfaithful. That just doesn't mean she's not powerful enough to understand, not powerful enough to restrain him. Now, not that I am, of course, I'm not condoning adultery in any way, shape, or form. Please do not misunderstand that. I'm just doing this with debate. He also has a shield called the Aegis, so he is obviously more powerful than Captain America. Now, on the internet, we have already gone over that he is a popular Dota 2 hero, and Dota 2 being one of the more popular video games, alongside League of Legends. Now, let's take into the factor that he is using the Force. The Force is a well-known meme on the internet. People using, look, use the Force, Luke, use the Force. And then you're going to combine that with Zeus. Zeus can overtake any foe he wishes. All he has to do is use his Force on a lightning combo. He doesn't even need to use his lightning. He can just Force choke him. But then you can just fry them electrocuted. And that is a very beautiful thing, to be able to both suffocate and electrocute somebody to death at the same time. It's a beautiful thing, and I believe that is all. That's all that needs to be said.
Alrighty. Dr. Menace, are you ready for your rebuttal?
Mr. Rogers is ready.
Alrighty then. In 3, 2, 1, fight!
So, how's your wife Hera? I heard she's doing pretty well. And of course, you must understand, Mr. Rogers is known for being quite the humanitarian. He is one that he wouldn't really harm someone unless he absolutely needs to. After all, according to the internet's history of Mr. Rogers, he has been able to survive every single war in existence. Remember, this is the internet's history. Because we're now on the internet's plane, we must consult the internet history of them. And he also is known for surviving the ultimate battle of Ultimate Destiny. He was the last survivor, was just simply a blood-stained sweater. And he was able to take on people such as Gandalf the Grey, Gandalf the White, the Misa Mussolini, and the Blue Meanie, even Darth Vader, and even every single Power Ranger. And of course, even Bill as President, Theodore Logan. They were there. Even Batman. And remember, this is the internet and Batman. Batman is basically considered the trump card of everything. And Mr. Rogers was able to take down him, and they were able to take down Chuck Norris. He was the last man surviving in the great internet war of the ultimate battle of Ultimate Destiny. But you must also remember, while yes, he stole the Pink Panther diamond, you must understand the reason about why he did that. He did that so that within someone evil didn't do that. After all, he may have stolen it, but he stole it from someone who did steal it. And now he's just simply returning it back to Inspector Clouseau. But you, I must say, you have your Force, but we're on the internet. I have the entire legion of the internet itself. Do you want to be seen as the person that said, oh, I just beat up Mr. Rogers, you know, your childhood hero. I beat him up. Do you want to be that guy? Really? Come on. Mr. Rogers is known for being basically the man that everybody's childhood was wrapped around. We enjoyed his amazing words that he would tell us, his encouragement, the imagination, and of course the land, and of course even his great places he had, like the land of make-believe. It was about great creativity. Mr. Rogers is just a man of great creativity and great inspiration, someone to look up to. In fact, the internet basically even brings him up almost as a god himself. What's this? Zeus is a god as well? Well, then now it's just a deity upon deity. You may be a deity in Greek mythology, but I am a deity of the internet. Oh yeah, I'm also done.
All right. LunarDrop, prepare for your rebuttal.
Yes.
In 3, 2, 1, fight!
You seem to be forgetting that Zeus is the crown king of the gods. He's not simply a god. He rules over all of the gods. It doesn't matter if you're Greek or not, you know who Zeus is, and you know he is powerful. Mr. Rogers? Who's that? Just a celebrity for children? Oh, that's right, he was on TV. Interesting. But let's see. In Dota 2, which was created by the internet and Valve, who is vastly supported on the internet, you can have Zeus go up against multiple heroes, like Enigma, who's literally a black hole. Not even light can escape him, but Zeus can kill him. Fascinating. What's Mr. Rogers done lately? Tied his shoes? Okay. So, let's also not forget about George Lucas, who the internet has vastly acclaimed. He is the writer for Star Wars, quite obviously, which has created the Force. Now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to Mr. Rogers. He's stealing diamonds. That is not setting a good example for children, which he is supposed to be doing. Now, I don't care who you are. Jesus Christ. Zeus does not care who you are either, and he will kill you. It doesn't matter if you were very loved by children. He kills thousands of people every year with his lightning strikes, his lightning bolts, his bad weather, whatever he's in the mood for. And I'm sorry, but a mere mortal cannot get away from Zeus, let alone Zeus with the Force. Now, he has single-handedly defeated Kronos, which is another god. Going up against a mortal? Child's play. That is all.
Alrighty. This is it. Dr. Menace, the last one before the voting. Are you ready?
Very well.
3, 2, 1, fight!
So I must say, you say that Mr. Rogers actually stole this diamond, but you have no evidence to say such thing. After all, he did steal it, but whom did he steal it from? You see, he simply stole the diamond from that of someone who already did steal it, a mastermind thief who did this. Mr. Rogers has the capability of being able to do this. After all, through the power of the internet itself, he can harness great ability and be able to take them on. And of course, you must understand, while the internet does have Valve and it does have a bit of George Lucas, you must understand the internet is ruled by one word, and that one word is nostalgia. Nostalgia basically rules the internet. Even in the comments are even completely ruled by nostalgia. And you must understand this, that Mr. Rogers embodies nostalgia. It represents a simpler time of that of us as children. For those of us who actually grew up with Mr. Rogers and his teachings, we now worship him almost as a god himself. Well, what has he done recently? He has unfortunately sadly passed away, and it was a sad, grave day indeed. But he will always be remembered and be seen as a great and powerful man, not by strength and not by strength or by warfare, but rather by his mind and by his words that he spoke. He was known to be a very great and creative speaker, and we do love him for his great and creative words and his inspirations that he gave to our generation. And of course, you must understand, nostalgia outranks that of even Valve, and certainly over George Lucas. George Lucas is, of course, even seen even worse in Star Wars, considering his prequel editions, and let us not begin to mention his Star Wars Christmas special at all. But then again, that has nothing to do with the Force itself. You must understand. Do you want Zeus to be known as the man who actually tortured something nostalgic? Do you want, after all, Zeus may be all-powerful, but the internet is eternal. Zeus has just simply faded away as simply a mere mythology. Well, you must understand this, that gods may be remembered, but Mr. Rogers will never die on the internet. His legacy will continue on in the form of legends and become something of true greatness and remembered through that nostalgia. Well, Zeus, I don't know, he's remembered as Herc's dad in the movie Hercules. I mean, that's a thing, right? And of course, to conclude my counter-argument, Mr. Rogers would simply be able to trump Zeus in any way, shape, and form. Well, maybe not in the field of combat. He may have some difficulties, after all, with being a very old man. Zeus is much older than him himself, while not aged physically, but he also aged mentally. So you must understand that I'm just simply rambling right now. So let's return back to my point. Zeus has no chance of defeating Mr. Rogers and his power of nostalgia.
Yeah, that's it for you. Alrighty.
Yeah, I kind of rambled there, didn't I?
You were a worthy adversary.
I'm now going to take votes. So I'm going to ask each of you to unmute and just say who you'd vote for. Just say it by contestant name. AnKoBlaze.
I'm gonna go with Zeus.
Alright. Ty.
Zeus.
fightingleaf.
I gotta give this one to Rogers. That argument was beautiful.
VoicesAndRants.
I'm going to have to go with Zeus.
Alrighty. Empty Fox.
I gotta go with Zeus.
Ooh, okay. And finally, Shanti Wolf.
Let me think about it. Zeus.
Alrighty, so one more for Zeus. Okay, that's 5-1. 5-1 so far. Okay. Here we go. Alrighty, time to add the next attributes. Dun dun dun. Okay, LunarDrop, where would you like to pick your last attribute from? This could turn the tables of the game, but we'll see.
Let's go core.
Core? Alright, here we go. Okay, you're Zeus, who uses the Force, and you're armed with a machine gun.
Oh my god!
Alright,
OP.
Yeah,
OP.
This should be shenanigans.
well, let's see what Dr. Menace draws. Dr. Menace, what are you drawing from?
Let's go expanded.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
I'm kind of hoping I'm giving a can kill any god gun.
I'm not even picking this one because this is done. This is a dumb card.
Read it anyways. I just want to know what it is.
What was it? What was it?
It says in a coma.
Oh my god!
Oh no, that's so insensitive.
Oh no, no, I'm not even.
No, please, different card.
Yeah, I'm not even counting that as a redraw. That's ridiculous.
Oh, bad deck, bad.
Yeah, this is okay. What the heck? You're getting nothing but bad cards.
What was that one?
Does everything backwards.
Yeah,
You want to use your redraw?
Just get another one.
Okay, I'm doing it. Oh, okay. All right, we have one. Okay, you ready?
Go ahead.
You're Mr. Rogers who stole the Pink Panther diamond, and you're armed with a vial of deadly virus.
I'll take that.
Okay. Starting with Dr. Menace this time, we're going backwards. All right, you ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, fight.
So this just happened. Mr. Rogers just got a deadly virus. And what's this? We're on the internet? A deadly virus? This means I can now infect the entire internet with a deadly virus. So now the entire terrain that you're in is a deadly virus. Mr. Rogers remains unaffected since he is the one that submitted the deadly virus itself. But as for you, Zeus, because that we're now inside the internet, you must understand, we're now all nothing but numbers and codes, ones and zeros. You may say that you actually are a god, but what is a god on the internet when you are nothing more than just those ones and zeros? The deadly virus then completely infects you and actually will cause devastating blows and completely ruin your gameplay, making Dota 2 completely invulnerable and null and void to all arguments. And of course, thanks to this deadly virus, I can now also cause Mr. Rogers to become basically more powerful, because viruses are also not just a way to cause something bad to happen, but it can also be something good to happen for the user. For this deadly virus, I could actually use it to basically download your abilities. Yes, I could use that deadly virus to download your abilities and turn Mr. Rogers into a god himself. Now he has stripped you of you being a deity. You are now nothing more than a mortal man. Ones and zeros, mind you, but a mortal man made of those ones and zeros. While Mr. Rogers has grown more powerful and has obtained all of your abilities, including your power of the Force and your newly equipped machine gun. I now have complete control thanks to this deadly virus. You better say your prayers, Zeus, because after all, you have no god to pray to. I'm done.
I love that great ending, and then you have the anticlimactic ended saying you're done.
I was hoping I timed it well with the gong. That way, then.
Okay. Yeah, you had like a minute left. All right, LunarDrop, you ready? 3, 2, 1, fight!
Who needs to pray? A 50 caliber machine gun can mow down a tree. Look on YouTube. Just Google machine gun. For God's sakes, in the mid-19th century, when these things were invented, they turned around wars for the people who had them. Oh, the screen just flipped out. Infecting everything that you have with a virus, the internet does not like hackers. They hate them with a passion. Anybody who makes bugs, instant hate by everybody on the internet. And you know how powerful haters are on the internet. They will grow and fester and troll every part of your life and existence until you are nothing more than a scrap in the dark web. Now, that makes poor Zeus a little victim here, since you decided to hack him and take all his abilities. And we all know how the victim shamers get hate as well. If you're going to make Zeus all-powerful, mighty Zeus with the Force, for God's sakes, if you're going to take all that away from him, you're a cheater, you're a hack, and everybody will hate you for it. And on the internet, the victim will get unwavering love and support. That is all I have to say.
Scalding. Okay. Time for the finish him round. Alright, this will not be timed. This is just a real quick finish him up. Dr. Menace, how will you finish him?
Well, it's very simple. Mr. Rogers would understand his ways and realize that he's become too powerful and decides to actually retract the deadly virus and return it back to himself. He then actually returns all of Zeus's abilities and then understands that wielding such power can cause one's mind to become completely insane. He would then understand and realize that you should use these powers and you should use them wisely. Mr. Rogers understands and decides to walk away from this fight, knowing that he's not going to be able to win against a god, but he knows that he actually almost went down a dark path and knows that he wants to keep himself pure. So, which is why he actually removed those powers to begin with. He chooses to do this not because that he wants to cause hatred, not because that he'll know that he'll win the fight, but because he knows that it's the right thing to do. He then walks away, believing that he has done the right thing, and walks away with a single tear coming down his eye, with a small smile on his face.
Cinematic.
Simply saying, thank you for coming to my neighborhood.
Cinematic. Beautiful. I love it.
Quite, but I said keep it short. Alrighty.
That was beautiful.
Okay,
I
Lunar
had
Drop.
that.
Lunar Drop. Finish him.
The fact that Zeus has to live with these powers and he has not become, I don't know, a demon or a diva even, that he is a god that is loved, that takes some willpower of his own, I think. That he has not become evil, even with armed with the Force, a machine gun, and his own powers. That is all.
That is all. Okay, interesting finish hims.
You do realize that no one died in this one.
Yeah, no, it wasn't fatality. It was just, what is that? I forget the other alities that they put in.
Friendship.
Friendship.
Yeah.
Friendship will always win.
It ended with friendship. Okay, we'll still take the vote. AnKoBlaze, come on out.
I am so confused.
Join the club.
I don't know who to vote for.
Gotta pick somebody.
I'm gonna go with Zeus because he can shoot him down at this point.
Okay.
Well,
Shoot him in the back.
All right. Ty?
Definitely Zeus still. That's a really great argument.
Okay. Fighting Leaf. Friendship.
Is that a point for both?
You gotta tell me your Fighting Leaf.
Rogers or Zeus?
Okay. I'm gonna give this to Rogers since he did kind of prove that he could do it.
Okay. Voices and Rants.
See, I really want to give it to Mr. Rogers, and I would have, but he kind of forfeited because he decided to walk away from the fight, so I'm going to have to give it to Zeus.
Zeus it is. Okay, Empty Fox.
Yeah, same thing. I wanted to give it to Mr. Rogers, but I mean, he quit, so give it to Zeus.
And finally,
he didn't quit. He's still on the battlefield. Technically, Zeus can backstab him.
You've had your time. You've had your time to argue. You've had your time to argue. All right, Sean T. Wolf.
Well, Duffy. You know what? I'll give it to Rogers.
Alrighty, so the final score, just to put it up there for everybody at home to see if they're not counting along, is It's like 9 for Zeus and 3 for Mr. Rogers. So that makes LunarDrop the winner of this first round.
You were
And-
worthy.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say he was a worthy adversary, and he made a very good argument.
You play the game well.
Thank you.
And a round of applause for Dr. Menace.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna go return to my neighborhood.
Alrighty then. Before we bring out AnKoBlaze and Voices and Rants, we will go ahead and, first of all, clean this up, because we can make room on the table, get rid of the cards. And next up, just so we can get their cards picked, will be Shanti Wolf and MT Fox.
Yo.
Hey.
Okay, starting with MT Fox, where are you going to pick your character from?
I'm gonna go core.
Core? Alrighty. Okay, so MT, you are a Lucha Libre wrestler.
Oh, joy.
And where are you picking your attribute from?
Expansion.
Expansion. Oh, goodness. Okay, so you're a Lucha Libre wrestler who was trained to fight by... And now I've got to pick a character card. Where would you like to pick your character card from? Core, Expansion, or Nerd?
Let's go core again.
Core? Alright.
I like where this is going.
I don't like it either, but this is how this works. Okay, so you're a Lucha Libre wrestler who was trained to fight by George W. Bush.
Oh, good job.
Hey, monkey style.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Would you like to
no.
keep? Would you like to keep cards, or would you like to redraw?
This is gonna turn into a research paper.
It's one fascinating research paper.
Golly. Can I redraw my person, my character?
Your character. You can redraw your character, the attribute, or you can redraw the person who was training you.
Okay, I'll redraw the person who was training me, cause
Alright. I'll keep that on the side in case what you get next is terrible.
okay, with my luck.
Alright, we went core, so let's go with core. Oh, okay, here we go. You're a Lucha Libre wrestler who was trained to fight by Rambo.
Oh, good. That's better.
Sylvester Stallone.
Excellent.
Alright, we'll do that one. Alright, Shanti.
Oh boy. After that, what were the decks again?
You have core, expansion, or nerd.
Let's go with nerd.
Okay, let's see what we get here. Oh, you got a wild card!
Oh.
It says, pick a video game character. Any video game character.
Oh, come on.
Let's see. Let me think. Let's go with Sonic.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay. So you're Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, where are you picking your attribute from?
Let's go expanded.
Expanded. Oh gosh. Okay, you're Sonic the Hedgehog who has somehow trapped himself in a closet.
What?
Yeah,
are
represent all the gays.
Sonic the Hedgehog who has somehow trapped himself in a closet.
Redraw.
Redraw? Okay. Alright, we did expansion, so hopefully this is better. Oh, okay, apparently he's transformed. It's Sonic the Hedgehog who has a mouthful of giant fangs.
Oh boy.
What comes to mind?
Search DeviantArt, you'll find something.
I'm afraid.
I'll go with that, I guess.
Okay, and choosing your battlefield from the reality deck. Let's see where the reality stone is going to take you. You are fighting in Zootopia.
Ooh.
Sonic gets an unfair advantage here.
Well, not necessarily, since Rambo trained in the jungle.
Oh,
Well, you've got all of
thank you. I
Zootopia.
didn't know that. Now I know that.
It's not just the
I know.
rainforest district, so you can go anywhere. Okay, so you guys have a little bit of time to research, so let's bring out AnKoBlaze and Voices and Rants. All right,
I
so
don't
just
always call for help, but when I do, help!
Fun fact: I actually had to do a video project on serial killers, and I asked Voices and Rants to do the evil laughter at the beginning. People got creeped out.
Oh,
It was great.
God.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
How wonderful. Alrighty then. Let's see here. Okay, so just to refresh you guys, AnKoBlaze, you're the most interesting man in the world who is riding a Pegasus, and Voices and Rants, you are the Doge riding a dragon, and your battlefield, because of the Reality Stone, is a lake of boiling cheese.
Joy.
AnKoBlaze, you're up first. You ready?
No.
Too bad. Ready, set, fight!
Alright, let's see now. So, I'm the most interesting man in the world. That does give me an advantage and an edge, which are basically the same thing, because I don't always fight, but when I do, I come up with the best arguments, and I always win. I'm riding a Pegasus, and my Pegasus is Pegasus are one of the fastest flyers out there. They must carry whoever rides them from one place to another, thousands of miles away, while dragons are known to be fat and lazy and lay on the ground, rolling around in their golden coins, being greedy. So I'm imagining your dragon would be very upset about the fact that he is away from all his gold. Because let's face it, we're in a lake of boiling cheese. Do you see gold here? Because I don't. This dragon will most likely not obey you, while my Pegasus is one of the most loyal subjects out there that help, like I said, help carry warriors to certain locations that are all over the globe. And you're a dog. What makes you think the dragon will listen to you? He'll look up at you on his back and think like, what is this flea doing on me? And then he might throw you off. Thank you. I am done.
All right. Doge, are you ready for your rebuttal?
I am ready. I believe I'm ready.
Alrighty, 3, 2, 1, fight!
Okay, so first off, you assuming that Pegasuses are faster flyers than dragons? I don't exactly know what you're basing it off of. And lazy? Are you kidding me? Like, how many stories of dragons do you hear of them basically slaughtering an entire onslaught of knights? The idea that they're lazy and just lay around is also kind of, a little bit stereotypical. Because, for one, they have wings, they can use them. If anything, a dragon is much larger than a Pegasus. A Pegasus would be the size of a horse. A dragon is like the size of I don't even know. Like, you could stack horses up, and they about 100 to 100 horses. You probably still wouldn't get the size of a normal dragon. As for the obedience thing, you have to keep in mind this is the dog of the internet. This dog is the master of memes. A dragon, of all of which, if you really want to date back into all the different incarnations of dragons, there really hasn't been a stupid dragon. Even if you go to, in fact, a lot of dragons tend to be quite smart. You can go into something like Dragonheart. You can go into something like even Spyro if you want to go into the more, more recent adaptations of dragons. There's, histories upon histories of dragons fighting a horse with wings. Alright, I can breathe fire. And I'm a dog. And it's going to be hard for you to hit a dragon, especially with a small target on its back. In terms of the obedience thing, dragons have been used as pets before. And who's to say that the Doge dog, who does tend to have a air of intelligence and does have an air of being very commendable, and I feel as if in a battle versus the most interesting man in the world, he may be interesting, but he's no warrior. All those things you hear in these commercials, I mean, really, do you have anything to back that up? Can you really say that he's battled a dragon alone? And we're assuming that, you know, a dragon that even allowed this dog to get on its back as it's in midair, which again, we're over a pit of boiling cheese. If you fall, you're going to die. If the dragon falls down, it withstands heat. It's pretty good at doing that. It's pretty, you know, flame resistant considering it breathes fire. So you're trying to dodge the flames of a dragon on a tiny little horse? And then, you know, like, what are you going to do to even hit him? Like, right? Like, what are you going to do in order to actually take down a dragon? You have nothing but a flying horse and one man.
All right, AnKoBlaze, are you ready for your rebuttal?
Yes, I am.
All right, 3, 2, 1, fight.
So, you assume your dragon size gives you an advantage, do you? Well, say this lake of boiling cheese has like ridges and mountains around it, as well as like, what you call it? Caves, a cave system. How would your sizable dragon help you where a Pegasus can just glide by smoothly through all the rocks and stones and just dodge them with ease, while your dragon will end up smashing into each and every one of them? I don't have to beat you. There was no such thing stated. I could just wear your dragon down, and then when he's wheezing and all tired and tuckered out, I can just swoop down and just kick you off your dragon into the boiling pit of boiling cheese. Great. See how interesting I am? I can't even English, right? Essentially, my strategy plan here is that my dragon wait, what? Not my dragon, my Pegasus. My Pegasus is quicker, smaller, meaning he is a really hard target to hit. While your dragon, I just need to wear him out, like I said. And since Pegasi, I don't know what's the correct terminology, are used often to fly to wars and all that in all those mythologies, it means they have quite the stamina. They can last for a long time, while dragons, well, with dragons they usually slaughter and then flee to recharge, maybe sleep in hibernation. What say you? Would your dragon be able to dodge all those stones that I'll be flying swiftly by, not touching, not grazing, and not getting hurt by any of them, including falling stones that might fall in the cave? That is all.
All right, the last rebuttal before the first voting. Voices and Rents, are you prepared?
I am prepared.
All right, 3, 2, 1, fight!
Okay, so first off, the assumption that there's going to be trees and caves you can go around on a lake of boiling cheese, I don't entirely think that's what the actual point was. If there was a point to escape actually being on land with boiling cheese of a lake, you know, it wouldn't be really much of a point. Even if you are on some form of land or go through trees or caves, you still have to, you know, if you can run quickly, you still have to run faster than a fire can spread. Because if he breathes fire and sets everything ablaze, right, you're going to have a tough time hiding. And if you do, you're going to be surrounded by flames engulfing you on this fictitious land on a boiling lake of cheese. On top of that, in terms of dragon getting tired out, I don't see how you could do that. The dragon doesn't even have to move that much. He doesn't have to chase you. He can fly. He can breathe fire. He can literally set everything around you ablaze if you do find ground, and if you don't, you're going to end up in a lake of boiling cheese. And again, on another note, right? If we're assuming that you want to have a fly-off in terms of, which creature can fly longer, I'm pretty sure the dragon would win. Your horse has a bit of tiny, wings in comparison and is carrying a full-grown man, where the dragon's just carrying a little tiny dog. You're probably not going to remain in the air as long. In terms of stamina, I think your Pegasus is probably going to run out a lot sooner. Let's see, what else can I point out? I mean, even you kind of conceded to wanting a dragon, considering you said, his dragon, like twice in terms of relating to your character. So clearly, there is some bias even within you that a dragon would probably be the better option than a Pegasus if you're trying to go to battle with each other. And I mean, really, even when it boils down to it, would the most interesting man really hurt a dog? Is he really that heartless? I mean, he wouldn't be that interesting then, would he? He'd just be a monster. And that's the end of my argument.
Alrighty, time for the voting. Alright. Ty, you're up first.
Doge.
Fighting Leaf. Is he here?
He appears to be on Be Right Back.
Alright.
Alright.
Dr. Menace.
I don't always hurt a dog, but when I do it on a Pegasus.
I'm taking that as you voting for AnKoBlaze.
Yes.
LunarDrop.
Gonna have to go Doge riding on a dragon.
Okay. MT Fox.
Gotta go with Dragon Doge.
Okay. Shanti Wolf.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Doge.
Doge. And finally, Fighting Leaf.
Alright, after much careful consideration, I'm gonna go with... Yeah, probably Dragon Doge.
Ooh, okay. This looks familiar. Alright, so it's 1 for the most interesting man in the world, and 5 for the Doge. Let's see if this can turn around. Alright.
I doubt it.
AnKoBlaze, which attribute are you picking from?
Nerd.
What? Oh, nerd?
Yes, let's go for a powerhouse.
Okay, the most interesting man in the world is riding a Pegasus and yelling, "Objection!"
No!
Objection!
Did someone say objection?
Overruled!
Okay, I'm gone now. Bye.
Would you
Does
like to
that
keep or go?
Would that mean I can interrupt him whenever he's about to make a speech?
No, well, in the battle, but not in the actual debates.
Then no.
Okay, so you're going to get rid of that one?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
It's not very useful.
Redrawing. This helps. Okay, so the most interesting man in the world is riding a Pegasus, and he has a towel.
A what?
A towel.
Lovely.
That's a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Universe.
Galaxy, but yes.
Just.
I'm afraid you've got to work with what you got because that was your redraw. Unless you want to go back to yelling objection.
I don't know. Objection would sound so much funnier.
Okay, I'll give you the objection. I'll give you the objection. So you're yelling objection. Okay, Voices and Rants.
I think we'll go with
Done.
Core.
Core. Okay, here we go. What are we gonna get?
Uh-oh.
You're the Doge riding a dragon, and you're armed with a kitten cannon.
No, this won't end well. This doesn't bode well.
This is horrible.
I'm thinking on that one. So is it okay? Is the redraw thing once?
Yeah, you get once per turn. So like you'll be able to reuse it.
So like, this isn't like a one-time use. Where I'll be like later down if I do win this, like battling someone else and not being able to like redraw.
Yeah, you can redraw every time you have a turn.
Okay.
Wait. So, quick question. I could redraw like my character or my.
Not now.
If
you had
like before.
Well, yeah, you did.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
because you're gonna
that.
be
I
a
thought
Mount
it could
Rushmore.
only...
I said there was a redraw. Remember, you redraw Mount Rushmore.
But then you gave me another redraw instead.
Well, yeah, I gave you two. That's how it goes. You get Mount Rushmore and then the most interesting man in the world. And that was your redraw for that one. And then you were fine with it. And now we're over here. And now...
Because you always had Pegasus. Like, no matter what, it would either be Mount Rushmore, most interesting man in the world, riding a Pegasus.
Yeah, you were fine with Pegasus. So that was your redraw then.
True, but like, I mean, does that mean if I redraw now, I can redraw like my first two picks?
No.
And then...
No.
Oh,
It's
that's
just the
what I
added
was
one.
confused about.
Once you start the argument, you're arguing with those characters.
Alright.
Okay, that was what I was confused about.
Alright. So
So
I want to redraw because
Okay, so no Kitten Cannon.
no kidding, Ganon.
All right, redrawing from core.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Okay, this is an interesting one. You're the
Okay.
Doge riding a dragon, and you can clone yourself, but each clone is half as smart as the previous.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
So does that clone include the dragon or no?
It says can clone self, so I'm guessing that's Doge.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Oh, I'm going to have a ball with this one.
Unless he goes back with Kitten Cannon.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna go back with Kitten Cannon.
Damn it!
All right, Kitten Cannon it is.
I
All
just
right.
sold myself short.
So, you all ready?
No.
Okay, great. It's Voices and Rants' turn first, so 3, 2, 1, fight.
Okay, so now, to the note I left off last time, I don't think the most interesting man in the world would hurt a dog. I also don't think he'd try and hurt a kitten, because he wouldn't be interesting. He'd just be a monster. So on top of that, you know, like a kitten cannon that can launch kittens, and you also have to dodge fire that is chasing after you on top of a lake of boiling cheese. Again, if your Pegasus falls and you fall, either or, you're probably gonna get burned alive. If the dragon falls, he can probably take it, because he's a dragon and dragons have pretty resilient skin, and he's probably used to fire and all that since he can breathe it. So even if you do, even in the strangest of worlds, where you somehow manage to, either get the dog off of the dragon by like grabbing it in sheer amount of luck, despite the dragon probably being able to like swat you away or breathe fire on you. The Doge can even just shoot you with a kitten cannon, and all those furies of claws that are just going at you, and the cute faces just to distract you from knowing what's going to happen to you next. Complete distraction of the awe of a kitten coming at you with claws bearing, and I'd like to see you try and stay on a Pegasus while you're getting kittens shot at you, along with dodging fire and, literally a dragon. I think that's the end of my argument.
All right. Rebuttal from the most interesting man in the world in 3, 2, 1, fight!
Okay, so you claim that your dragon can breathe fire, but when was that ever stated? For all you know, it can be a water dragon, or an earth dragon, or even air dragon. And as we all know, not every dragon is fire resilient. Resilient? Yeah, I can't speak, can I? And furthermore, whenever I claimed that I wanted dragon, well, can you blame me? Dragons are majestic, but they are not as majestic as a Pegasus. A Pegasus gets you fame, glory, and all the ladies. Also, on the note of you shooting me with kittens, I don't need to get hit by them. I must not even attempt to dodge them, because if they fall into the boiling lake of molten cheese, Doge is the monster in this story. He murdered kittens. He burned them without thinking even twice. As for your dragon, it was also not stated how big he is. It just is riding a dragon. For all you know, it can be like one of those tiny baby dragons from, like, say, I don't know, How to Train Your Dragon, that don't listen to anyone, that will just look at you and just try to swat you off their back. Again, this revolves around your assumption that you have this fight in the bag as you're riding a dragon with a kitten cannon. Also, as for the kitten cannon, objection, I say. The kitten cannon can shoot little baby kittens, because it says kittens, not cats. Kittens. And kittens usually have barely any claws to claw me with, and their teeth are not as sharp. So those bites or scratches that you so highly, was relying on, basically, that would actually be absolutely hilarious to see like a kitten try to claw with something and hurt something when it can't. It's like a kitten playing with yarn. Also, imagine like when you run out of ammo, it doesn't say magical cannon, kitten cannon. Where would you get your next kittens? Huh? I don't see any place to restock your kittens. Also, if you would be able to, why won't they scratch at you? You're the one shooting their brethren over a lake of lava. Not lava, molten cheese. I see no reason why they should not attack you instead. Ouch.
Sorry, I know that's loud. Okay, time for the finish him round. Okay, voices and rants. Finish him.
All right then. Okay, so first off, in terms of addressing the type of the dragon, you or I have no more control over what kind of dragon it is. So the point of, oh, it could be this dragon, that dragon. In terms of the generalization of a dragon, it is probably the most typical sense of a dragon, the most thought of version of a dragon. The first thought you have a dragon is of that typical medieval fantasy dragon. The idea of trying to manipulate the game to try and make it seem like my dragon is a different type than I would know, even though you wouldn't know either, is kind of an unfair sort of bias or argument. Along with trying to say, oh, well, you don't know the size of the dragon. You don't know the size of your Pegasus. You don't know the size of the lake of the boiling cheese. It's not really relevant because everything in terms of those details is subjected to being generalization. The generalization of a dragon is that it's typically quite a large size, considering that it destroys villages, burns entire places, and takes quite a amount of people to take down. In terms of the Pegasus being more majestic, I don't see how that's going to help you win the fight. You can look pretty all you want. It's still not going to help when you become barbecued. And then you have Pegasus waiting more praise. Well, I'm sure if you ride in on a dragon, you'll get a lot of praise. A lot of fear, too. But probably a lot more praise of being able to master a dragon.
I'm gonna have to stop you there because finish him or keep it short. So it's all good, but that was good. Okay, AnKoBlaze, finish him.
Again, you contradicted yourself while you were speaking. Because that I say objection. I can shout as loudly as I can. We both know dragons have sensitive hearing as well as dogs. All I have to do is spin around you screaming objection and dodge your flames until either you or your flying dragon are tuckered out or just generally annoyed and trying to mute me. Therefore, your dragon might dive into the lake of boiling cheese to try and silence me, meaning you will be a burning crisp on his back. Other than that, you contradicted yourself. You said, I don't know what the size of your dragon is, nor can you say what the size of my Pegasus is. So you can't determine that either, nor can I. Therefore, the X, or the unknown here, is the size of both creatures. For all you know, Pegasus have also horns, and that means I can impale your dragon with it.
Okay, Anton, I'm gonna have to stop you there. Keep it short. It's like a finishing move. It's all good. All right, time for the vote. Ty.
I am actually going to say most interesting man in the world.
Okay. Fighting Leaf.
I'm gonna agree with that. Most interesting man in the world. Turn this one around for me.
Dr. Menace.
The loud one.
What?
Okay, so most
He's
interesting
yelling,
man in the
yelling,
world.
yeah, he's
Oh,
yelling
objection.
objection, so he's very loud.
Whew, okay, LunarDrop.
I'm gonna have to go with most interesting man.
Oh my goodness, okay. MT Fox.
Well, I don't think the additions really helped him. I have to stick with Doge.
Okay, Doge. And finally, Sean T. Wolf.
I think I'm gonna go with the most interesting man in the world.
Oh my gosh, it's a tie!
Hi.
It's a tie!
A perfect tie.
6 and
Bonus
6.
round?
I
Okay,
should
no.
have thought out of my dead thing a lot more better than that.
Let's go to the audience. Let's go to the audience. Let me see who the audience is favoring.
Oh
I'm to serve as tiebreaker, so I'm gonna base my tie on the audience here. So audience, who do you favor? Who had the better argument? Waiting for audience to reply.
I see a lot of kitten claws and.
So
Yeah.
one could say that we're going to see what the jury has to say.
I'm sorry, is Kelsey the only one in the...
No, there's 8 people watching.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm one of
So
them.
we're gonna
One of
wait
them,
for 8 people
I
to
vote
reply.
ballot.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got.
Oh.
Oh no, it's going places.
Oh.
So we're gonna wait for like all 8 people to reply.
We'll
And
see how
I'm
many
one of
people.
them, so it's
I'm gonna
fine.
give it just a little bit of time and see who replies here, and then if it's even tied with the audience, I'm gonna just give my answer of who I thought had the better argument. But I'm gonna
We
keep
keep
it.
like one more bonus round just to, like, 'cause, like,
We'll have to,
like
we'll have to see
sure,
what
just
happens.
because like I feel like I forgot that like we had like a shorter time for like the death thing, so like if I'd known that I would have just took the like point form and
It's okay. Let's see what happens first, and then we'll decide here.
On the desperation round.
No, thank you, Devin. I was gripping at straws at that point.
We
I was
have
like,
a
don't know
we
what
have
to
a
do.
we have one Doge and one interesting man so far. Anybody else in the audience like to speak up? Now is your chance.
I was
Make your voice known.
I was gripping at straws, man.
Well, like I had known nothing of.
No,
You don't count, Zach.
Zach,
You don't
Dr.
count
Menace,
that.
get out of the chat.
I was debating on jumping in too.
Uh-oh. There's 2 for the interesting man. Anybody else want to jump in? Anybody
Tide
else?
is
One more
turning.
person.
The tide is turning.
Ooh,
Fair enough.
tide is turning.
We need a drum roll.
Get, wait, Sean, you got one. You got a drum. There it is.
I'm still
There's
I'm
a-
still watching. Okay, it's still tied. It's still
Okay,
tied.
so it's still tied. What do we do?
We'll see if anybody else in the audience can break the
You're
tie.
stalling.
The moment I see the tie break,
He really doesn't want to give his opinion.
this is an interesting night. I'm just gonna give it a few more minutes.
My hands are shaking.
Ooh, this is an interesting one. I like these.
Do we
I like
do
these.
This is
I like these
all the
nerve-wracking.
cliffhanger.
I like these intense.
This
is
is really fun.
nerve-wracking.
I like this game.
I need
like
to
this.
win. I need to battle Lorne in the final thing.
I need the reality
My
drop
goal.
so I can make my dreams come true.
Come on, audience.
Let's see. Anybody else want to speak up? Okay,
Like, I'm not kidding.
I'm gonna call it here in a second. Audience.
Like,
I
I'm
have
not
to
kidding. I
see.
had a paper in which I was writing notes during my battle.
I have to say, Devin, you
I'm
did
not
such a
kidding.
great
I
job.
have
Doing the same thing.
If the audience does not speak up in 10 seconds, I will give my answer, and that will be the tiebreaker.
10, 9.
Well,
Hey,
hey, Sean, you do
seven.
realize there's a 20-second delay.
I know.
Either way.
Oh, the tiebreaker!
No, it's Ed.
No, it's not.
No.
I see. It's Saberclaw.
There we go.
Oh, Santa Claus!
It goes to the Doge! It goes to the Doge!
That was super close.
Well,
Made it by a nose.
well, Fox, now you got me curious. What was your opinion?
I was gonna vote Doge.
Wait,
I actually did like the
oh.
Doge argument. I don't know why. It's just it sounded like it was. I'm not gonna go into details. I just like the Doge argument.
And Corey, you just
No
missed.
details
Good
are
battle.
needed.
I am.
I know.
So,
I'm sorry, AnKoBlaze, but hey, give him a round of applause. This was a
That was
tight-
excellent. That was the best I've seen him do, and I got worried when he started, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be harder than I thought.
That was a tight one, and good job, both of you. That was impressive.
That was
That
fantastic.
was impressive.
I was like,
I just
you
realized
made a
this-
mistake.
I just
Oh my
realized-
goodness.
Flash of the minds.
hey Sean, I just
What's up?
realized this is the closest we've ever gotten to you having to step in for the vote.
Yes. Okay.
So we haven't had it yet.
So with that, everybody go back to muting, and before we go on to MT Fox versus Shanti Wolf, let's go to Ty and Fighting Leaf.
You're going down.
I will claim your soul. Wait, I mean, I will beat you.
Okay. Alrighty.
Joke.
Okay, Ty, which character card are you picking from?
I think I want to go with nerd.
Okay, nerd, here we go. Oh no.
Oh,
Ty, you're Cthulhu.
What? What?
no.
You're Cthulhu.
What in the freaking what?
Alright, where are you picking your attribute from?
Core.
Four? Okay, here we go. Okay,
I'm gonna be in a coma.
You're Cthulhu wearing rocket-powered roller skates.
Hey!
Oh, God.
What?
Okay, Fighting Leaf. Settle down. Okay,
Break something.
all right. Where are you picking from? Fighting Leaf?
Picking my
I'm
soul.
picking from Expanded.
Expanded. Okay, here we go. Okay, so you got a wild card.
Oh, okay.
Pick any Transformer.
What?
Any Transformer.
Any Transformer, huh?
Yep.
All right then. In that case, I'm picking Unicron.
Okay, Unicron. All right. And where are you getting your attribute from?
I'm getting it from Nerd.
All right.
Nerd.
All right. So you're Unicron, and you're cosplaying.
Okay.
That's all. Would you like to redraw? Or would you like to keep cosplaying?
You know what?
Gonna be
I'm gonna keep this.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going to keep this, and I'm going to make it the best friggin' argument ever. You're going down, Ty. You and your friggin' giant tentacle monster thing are going down.
tall.
Okay. And picking for your battlefield, the Reality Stone sends you. Oh no.
Oh yes.
To an alternate dimension where winning is losing.
What?
So your objection will be to lose. Your objective will be to lose.
So we gotta get the least amount of votes.
Yes, you can't have people vote for you the most.
This will be great.
Oh,
I would have picked Starscream.
no.
I would have picked Starscream.
It's too late. You settled with Unicron.
But whatever.
All right. Go ahead and mute you two. Go do your research. And come on out, MT Fox and Shanti Wolf.
John, what have you done?
Oh, I've done wonderful things. Oh, I love this game when it gives you these amazing cards. Okay, let me just bring out the your faces there for the audience. There we go. And all right, so welcome back, MT Fox and Shanti Wolf. Just a reminder, MT Fox, you are a Lucha Libre wrestler who is trained to fight by Rambo, and Shanti Wolf, you are Sonic the Hedgehog who has a mouthful of giant fangs, and you're fighting in Zootopia. Are you both ready?
Yes.
Well, I suppose.
All right, MT Fox, you are first up. So, in 3, 2, 1, fight!
Alright, first thing I want to establish. Sonic can run at the speed of sound, which is approximately 767 miles per hour. A bullet, on average, flies at 1,700 miles per hour. That is more than twice as fast. Needless to say, Sonic cannot dodge a bullet now that that is out of the way. Helicopters. Rambo could fly helicopters, so naturally he would have taught his fighter to do the same. While Sonic can run, Lucha Libre can fly. Now, Zootopia is an interesting city with lots of obstacles, including civilian Sonic would not want to hurt, considering he is a hero. The sky has virtually none, allowing the fighter to keep up with Sonic and fire turrets whose bullets, I've noted, Sonic cannot outrun. Rambo trained in the jungle. He can climb, hide, ambush, and surely trained his apprentice these things as well. Sonic is known for being antsy and impulsive. It would be easy in the diverse terrain of Zootopia for the Lucha Libre to ambush the frantic, impulsive speedster. On the topic of hand-to-hand combat, however, where there is no question Sonic has a speed advantage, he does not have the strength advantage. Knuckles is the closest comparison I can make. Knuckles has strength, Sonic has speed. The two fought to a standstill. Here's the difference. Knuckles, put simply, was not trained by Rambo. Knuckles would also not fight dirty, considering his morals were very much intact. We never established the moral my Lucha Libre was. He could be a cold-blooded killer for all we care. Not only that, Knuckles was 3'7" and 88 pounds, and I think it's safe to say my fighter would be much, much bigger than that. So, considering those two fought to a standstill, even with Knuckles being at a severe disadvantage, compared to the Lucha Libre, I think it's safe to say that my fighter would win with his strength advantage because just due to the terrain and due to all the other factors. That's kind of all I wrote down. I went quickly through that. I'm done.
All right, then. Shanti Wolf, are you ready?
Well, I suppose we should get down to business.
All right, 3, 2, 1, fight!
Though admittedly that your facts are true, that how fast bullets are, even rockets for that matter, that they pretty much when you fire one, you can't even see where it goes in real life. But the point is, so does Robotnik. He has the bullets, he has the rockets, he has everything from, let's say, an atomic bomb to even the smallest little robot. And yet Sonic was still able to outdo them all, even though, again, there were still some of the natural forces he can overcome. But even like, for example, when you were mentioning about strength, yes, it is true. In a straight-out fight, he may be a little bit at a disadvantage, but then even small, agile fighters can take down a larger opponent just by their speed and the agility. And especially, and even now with the whole Fang bit, it's like even just zipping through Zootopia, he can, for example, in the desert, he can create tornadoes or sandstorms if he wanted to with the kind of speed he can run. Let's see, in the jungle, he can zip through the jungles and the forests, and using the foliage at his advantage, even with the bullets flying, he still has plenty of obstacles to block their way, just as he's moving around, and even going through the urban areas. And I think that's about it.
All right, rebuttal from Empty Fox. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. Ish, more or less. Yes.
Yep. 3, 2, 1, fight.
Okay, as you said, Robotnik does indeed have bombs and bullets. However, the disadvantage he has there is that he himself is not a very good fighter. He does have his robots, he has his machines, but he has to rely on those robots, and that's usually where the fault is. If he himself was a fighter, he himself knew how to wield these weapons properly, I imagine it would be a slightly different story, since he wouldn't be relying on flawed AI to get the job done, he would be relying on his own intelligence. Similarly, I think that somebody who is trained to fight, who is trained to kill, and who does not have to rely on other technology to get the job done would have a little bit easier time taking down their opponent. And another weakness that Sonic has, as opposed to the Lucha Libre, is that in the city of Zootopia, it is very populated, it is very diverse. There are a lot of things, just obstacles in general, And Sonic being a hero, he simply wouldn't want to destroy anything. He wouldn't want to hurt anyone. And so he would have a bit harder time going through all the obstacles, and he would probably have a lot harder time actually causing destruction to the landscape, whereas the Lucha Libre would not. And as a result, he could actually use things like the bombs and the bullets and all that stuff, and he wouldn't really care who got in the way because he wouldn't be as limited as Sonic would be, just running on feet trying to dodge everything. I'm done.
All right, Shanti Wolf, this is it, and then we vote. 3, 2, 1, fight.
Yes, and you do make a point again that he is a hero. He is a good guy. He does care for all the people of the world, whether it be Mobius, and any other dimension. And like, I'm not even going to the whole story, but and yes, there is the question about the Lucha Libre that he may not care too much about who's in the way while going after his target. But then that's the thing, is like, Sonic is not the smartest person in the world, at least as far as just sometimes in, again, common sense, but he is very good at thinking on his feet and in very instances when he's moving. So he would try to help at least avoid any of those contexts, like using, let's say, construction pieces if there was a group and he was being shot at, to protect them. And excuse me. And he would be concerned for their safety, which can be a distraction, especially in a fight, but that's something he's always been very good at. And like I said, even with bullets, yes, there is that confrontation, but Sonic has also been able to get in close to his opponents and get to fighting, which, again, a wrestler is good at as well. But then, again, it's still the argument between pure physical strength and then pure speed and agility, which will win out. And sometimes that's a luck of the draw. Sometimes it's just opportunities presenting itself that one takes advantage over the other, which, again, that happens in any kind of fight. But with the Fangs also getting in close, it wouldn't be just that. It would be the possibility of, let's say, losing a few pieces of the body. Let's say that might be a little bit of collateral damage, because even if you can make little bits of damage on the body, but if you make a lot, they can be very devastating in the end. And that's it.
Okay. Time to vote. All right. AnKoBlaze.
Derp, I had my window minimized. I say Sonic.
Okay. Ty.
I'm gonna go with the Luchador.
Okay. Fighting Leaf.
I am going to go with Sonic on this one.
Voices and Rants.
I'm gonna go as a wrestler.
Okay. Dr. Menace.
Toot toot Sonic Warrior.
Okay. And LunarDrop.
This round's gonna have to go to the Lucha Libre wrestler.
Oh, it's already a tie. 3-3.
Oh.
Okay, this is interesting. I love these. These are great. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the attributes, the last attribute. Okay, MT Fox, which deck will you pick from?
Ooh, let's go nerd.
Nerd, okay. Oh no. You're a Lucha Libre wrestler who was trained to fight by Rambo, and you just ate a mushroom.
Oh, good. Oh, like a Mario mushroom?
Like a Mario mushroom.
Excellent.
Say good or bad?
Yes, it's a good mushroom. Yeah. Since it's the nerd pack, one can be like, okay, yeah, that's a Mario mushroom. So yes, she has, her character is now.
The real world is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Her character is now a giant. So, woo! Okay.
Yes.
Shanti Wolf, where are you picking your attribute from?
Oh, which do I dare? I guess since I haven't picked from it yet, I'll go with Core.
Core. Okay. You're Sonic the Hedgehog who has a mouth full of giant fangs wearing a jetpack.
Oh, joy.
Oh. I'll go with that.
Okay, that's what we're going with. All right, Shanti, you're starting us off this round. So you ready?
I guess as ready as I'll ever be.
All right, 3, 2, 1, fight!
And now, with the addition of the lovely jetpack from probably the Rocketeer, for all we know, now that he isn't limited to his ground, even though, again, he can still leap, he is able to fly around and buzz around like a, let's say, fight like a hornet, sting like a bee, something like that. I don't know. Oh, butterfly, sorry. But, yeah, that has advantage. And again, still having the whole issue with, again, making little damage, even as a giant. It's like, let's say the elephant in the room, David Goliath here. But, yeah, you're still able to use the advantage of of speed and agility, even with flying. Though, probably didn't take too many flying lessons, but let's not go into that. But yeah, that's all I got.
Alrighty. MT Fox, you ready for your rebuttal?
I think so.
Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, fight.
Alright, so actually let's go into the whole he didn't take very many flying lessons thing. Jetpacks aren't exactly the easiest thing to control. You kind of have to control them with your body. And while I imagine Sonic, and while he's fast on the ground, it's his feet that propel him, not his body. He won't be any faster in the sky than he would be any other normal person. Not only that, but it would be very hard to control. Now, while with the flight advantage, he would be able to reach any point on my fighter, he would probably be very inaccurate, and that is not exactly good for this small, physically not the strongest. I mean, he's got noodle arms. His advantage is in speed, and flying in the air without the use of his feet is not going to help him very much. That being said, now with the new height and size advantage, he can pretty much just, I mean, Lucha Libre wrestlers are known to use their environment to climb up on them and jump and flop down on their opponents. Now, with something that big, all it would take really was one big flop, and Sonic would be dead. Just straight up dead. And, well, it would take maybe a couple times to hit the small, fast opponent. If he's got his jetpack, I think that would make it a little easier since he can't get away as quickly. That's all I got.
Alright, let's go for the finish him round. Okay. Shanti Wolf. Remember, keep it short. Finish him.
Yes, excuse me. The way that Sonic would finish the nice tall giant would be, again, using the jetpack and using his spines to control where his direction is, that he would still be able to buzz around, disorienting him, even with swatting him, even though there is that chance he can get hit, that he could still trip him up and still use in with when he comes to land to even just trip him down and just lay him out, and possibly over a chasm, wherever they may be standing, or into a lake, who knows. And yeah, that's it.
Alright, MT Fox. Finish him.
Alright, so I guess Luchador just have to be careful. And that, I mean, all it would really take is one good blow and he's out. So really just keep flailing around, climb on top of some buildings, flop down, and eventually he's going to hit him, because Sonic, if he's stuck on one particular target, if he's stuck with a jetpack, he can't go very many places. That's all I got.
Alrighty, it's time for the voting. AnKoBlaze.
Yes, that is me. I think I'll still go with Sonic on this one.
Alrighty. Ty.
Still sticking with the Luchador.
Okay. Fighting Leaf.
My answer has not changed either.
Okay. Voices and Rants.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with the Luchador.
Oh, goodness. Dr. Menace!
The blue one.
And LunarDrop.
I have a feeling it's gonna be a tie again. Lucha Libre wrestler.
It is a tie!
Oh boy!
It's 6 and 6. All right, I'm gonna look what's going on over at the audience here and see what's going on. I might have to step in.
Apparently, we're better than we thought.
Let's see here, audience. Once again, it's time to hear from you. Who made the better argument?
I feel like Sonic's gonna win because we're on the internet.
This is true.
During Zootopia.
And also,
Double-faced.
Sonic has type advantage because he's in a world full of furries. I mean,
But that's not the
Actually,
argument they
no,
made, though,
no,
so-
actually,
Sonic.
no.
Sonic.
Do not influence the good people one way or another.
Actually, Sonic has
looking-
a type disadvantage. He's a normal type, while the Lucha Libre is a fighting type. Fighting is super effective against Sonic.
Ooh, that is very true.
yes,
These are not
Miss Re-
Pokemon.
They can be if you.
It's a type disadvantage. What do you want me to say?
Oh my gosh, the audience has spoken. Congratulations, Sonic.
I told you. We're on
Well,
the internet.
once-
Sonic always wins.
But hey, again, amazing arguments from you both. Everybody give it up for MT Fox.
It was an honor to argue with you.
It was an honor. I admittedly had a little bit of an unfair advantage because I used to have a Sonic phase, a very creepy Sonic phase, and so I kind of knew a lot of stuff to begin with.
It's good on TA.
Alrighty.
Don't look at my TA.
And I grew up.
Just remember, toot toot Sonic Warrior.
Toot toot
That is all.
Sonic Warrior. Alrighty.
That anime will never be forgotten.
Okay, so once again, mute. And come on out, Ty and Fighting Leaf.
Ooh, this is gonna be interesting.
Oh, I am ready for this. I am so ready for this.
Alrighty, let me just get your pictures up here real quick. And there are the pictures. Alright, and just to remind you what your cards are. Ty, you are Cthulhu wearing rocket-powered roller skates, and Fighting Leaf, you are Unicron, who is cosplaying. Who's into cosplay. And your battlefield is an alternate dimension where winning is losing. Now, let me point out to the audience, contestants, and you guys, I don't want to hear this, oh, I just give up, therefore I lost. No, none of that. You've still got to fight. You've still got to treat it like it's a normal battle. Contestants voting, please still vote like you're voting like they're out to win. You know, so definitely look for the better argument. It's just that when it comes to deciding on who wins, we will be looking at who gets the least amount of points. Audience, that goes for you too if it comes to a tie. So with that, let's get that up. Alrighty, starting with Ty. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, fight.
Well, I'm Cthulhu, and I have the ability to make people crazy. I can do all sorts of things. I am basically this godlike creature, but I'm on rollerblades with rockets, which means I'm probably going to be flying all over the place, not being able to really control myself unless I learn how to get in control of these rollerblades. And meanwhile, facing off against a very powerful robot from space, and basically, like, this big major villain from Transformers who can turn into like this thing who's like bigger than your average planet, and he's wearing a dress, so I don't know. He's in a weird costume. That's all.
Alrighty.
Oh, okay.
All right. You ready? Fighting Leaf.
Oh, yes, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Okay, so an outer god versus the Cybertronian god of destruction, bent on eliminating all existence across the entire multiverse. Okay, so here's one very important thing that Unicron can do. He can hop dimensions easily.
So, in order for him to claim victory, he would understand this about this particular dimension, and after locking up against you and all of your weird, icky tentacle things, ew, he could very easily skip to another dimension that gives him the advantage. In which case he can use his clearly superior abilities to gain the win. Not many characters can, leave their battlefield in these cases, but that is one of his listed abilities. So, all that being said, Cthulhu, in most all of his depictions, is seen as a being rising up from the ocean. And that paints a very specific type of size for him, while Unicron is depicted as having wiped out 21% of known universes across the multiverse. That is unfathomable. And so his power is going to be extremely, extremely vast. And those rocket boots of yours, well, they don't really make rockets powerful enough to compete, to first of all carry Cthulhu, and secondly compete with the might of Unicron. And on top of that, during the Transformers Armada series, the Minicons were able to launch a combined assault which Optimus Prime himself said could destroy the universe that they were in. Unicron survived that assault, okay? And in Transformers Prime, he was the center of the Earth, meaning that he could create global disasters at a whim wherever he wanted. This guy is a beast. A beast that is clearly on a different level than your little outer god or whatever the heck it is that he is supposed to be. Thank you, and don't rip his costume or else you will incur his wrath even further. Thank you.
Okay. Ty, are you ready?
Yep.
Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, fight!
Well, Cthulhu can also alter universes, so who's to say that I can't send us back to the universe where losing is winning in case things go awry? And anyhow, I can also basically... Hold on. Look at this again. Where did I put it? Ooh. But yeah, and like my great-grandfather is the great Azeroth, so there's that. And plus Cthulhu is immortal. In the case that we do manage to get out of this universe using either gifts that either of us have, I'm still invulnerable, immortal, and can fly and have manipulation over basically your sanity. That is all.
Okay, rebuttal from Fighting Leaf. 3, 2, 1, fight!
Okay, so clearly Mr. Cthulhu has not had his limits tested by another being who is like him. 21% of known universes, most of which probably had their own eldritch abominations in them somewhere. So that means this guy, with the number of universes that are out there, chances are he's probably taken out bigger fish than you. And even so, it's gonna be dimensional hopscotch between these two people. In and out, in and out, in and out. And so Unicron's probably just gonna destroy this universe that doesn't work for him so that it's off the table completely. And so, once that happens, yeah, you can manipulate his mind and make him go insane. Do you want to stand up to an insane Unicron? Do you think that will make your battle easier somehow? No. A rampaging, mind-frothing Unicron, provided that you even have the capacity to deal with a processor that can calculate the multiverse, provided you can do that, you don't want to do that because that would make him fight all the harder, okay? He is bigger than you. He's better than you. He has eaten more universes than you. I'm sorry. This fight's over. You have lost.
I honestly,
Mic drop.
Good night. Okay.
okay, I honestly have
It's time for the voting anyway. All right, AnKoBlaze.
I'm gonna go for Cthulhu. Wait, Unicron. My bad.
Unicron. Okay. Voices and Rants.
Yeah, Unicorn definitely made the better argument near the end there.
Dr. Menace.
I'm going for Lord Beerus.
That's not his name.
I'm
He's
sorry.
not here.
You've
no,
got it.
No, Unicron is cosplaying as Lord Beerus.
Oh.
Okay.
All
He
right.
has a good costume with that. I've seen it.
LunarDrop.
As a huge Lovecraft fan, I'm gonna have to go with Cthulhu.
Okay, Cthulhu. Empty Fox.
Unicron, for sure.
And Sean T. Wolf.
Yeah, Unicron.
Congratulations, Conan. You're dead last.
But the universe is destroyed. He ate it.
All right, it's time to go. It's time to go get more attributes. So, Ty, where are you picking from?
I think I'm going to pick from the expanded pack.
Expanded. Okay, so you're Cthulhu wearing rocket-powered roller skates, but for some reason, you have never been in a fight.
I'll take it.
Of course you will.
All right, fightingleaf, where are you picking from?
The only one I haven't picked yet. Give me core.
Watch it be instantly wins. All right, so apparently this goes with your cosplay. You're Unicron, and you're cosplaying as Edward Scissorhands.
Well, you know what?
no
I'm
longer-
just made of so much wind. Boy, isn't this great, guys? I told you I was gonna mop the floor with my competition, didn't I?
Are we having a great time or what?
Bizarro dimension.
I tried. My argument made it equal
Fightingleaf.
dimension.
Fightingleaf, do you want to keep the card or do you want to exchange?
I will keep it. I'm
Okay.
a winner anyway.
Alrighty. Okay, here we go. Starting with Fightingleaf this time. 3, 2, 1, fight.
Edward Scissorhands has absolutely no influence on this particular thing at all. I realize that the slippery-choppy nature of just steel would not really have much of an effect on Cthulhu, so that doesn't have any kind of effect. But yeah, Unicron definitely gonna destroy this universe because it's a stupid one. It's a stupid one, and he's gonna use all of the previously mentioned things that I've already said to be bigger and better and more awesome than Cthulhu was, meaning that I've already made this argument. So, just to restate what I've said before, he is the same type of being as Cthulhu, only his track record is much, much, much bigger. He's accomplished a lot more than the big, lazy, tentacled slob. And Cthulhu's never even been in a fight before. And if you've seen the Transformers continuities, Unicron has been in many, many fights. Many fights. I win. You lose. I'm done.
Okay, you ready? Ty.
Yes.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, fight.
Well, seeing as I've never been in a fight before, I have nothing on you at all. So basically, pretty much really inexperienced against you, who has fought many, many battles and we're in a universe where winning is losing. So by default, I would definitely win in that regards. That's all I have. And I'm a demigod, so yeah. Or like actually an all-powerful god, so yeah.
Let's go on to finish him. So, alright, Fighting Leaf. Finish him. Keep it short.
Unicron eats this backwards universe along with Cthulhu, taking it off of the table, meaning that he is the winner in the different universe in which the rules apply, making him the best. Thank you, and good night. One more time, head against desk.
Ow!
Alright, Ty, finish him.
Thulu will eat your face. That's all I have. Good night.
Thank you. Alright, time for the voting. Alright. AnKoBlaze.
He could totally beat this universe's rules.
I'm sorry, Leaf. This is so sad, but Unicron.
No, don't be sad.
Voices and
Unicron
Rants.
deserves this.
Voices and Rants.
I mean, he is a brilliant debater, so I had to give it to Unicron.
Thank you. I am the
Dr.
best,
Menace.
aren't I?
Dr. Menace.
Well, considering that the universe just got, eaten, unfortunately, eating a universe is better than eating a face, so I'm gonna have to give it to Unicron.
Okay. LunarDrop.
Sorry, I know Cthulhu's power. I read too much Lovecraft. I know Cthulhu's power. Got to go with Cthulhu.
MT Fox.
Gotta go with Unicron again.
There we go. And finally, Shanti Wolf.
And the death nail in the coffin, Unicron.
Alright.
I am the best there ever was. I am the best there ever
It would
was.
have worked in any other route.
There we go. There is Read It and Weep. 2 for Cthulhu, 10 for Unicron.
Everything. Sean, you suck.
Wait, Sean, hold it, Sean.
Yeah.
You did something wrong.
What'd I
If
do?
it's an alternate dimension where the winner is losing, shouldn't we be getting booing?
Oh, I don't have a boo.
We can do it.
Oh.
Boo!
Question
stink!
Question real quick.
Yes.
Okay, so if maybe this is we'll find out. If the location for the battle is an alternate dimension where winning is losing, wouldn't their actual debate go outside of their actual location because they're actually in the real world debating if this was in that dimension?
No, the reality stone actually has them in that dimension.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
When I pick a location, you are literally there. Your characters are there. It's like Super Smash Brothers when you pick a location.
Okay.
So pick a
So Corneria. Corneria.
Okay. Thank you. Mute. Okay. So. Alrighty. With that, we head on to round 2. All right. So let's see who is going to fight who in round 2. Alrighty. It looks like it's going to be Voices and Rants versus Ty, and LunarDrop versus Shanti Wolf. So we will start with Ty and Voices and Rants. We'll pick your cards first, so come on out.
All right.
All right. Ty, where are you? Oh, actually, let me check something first. Sorry about this.
That was gold.
Oh, this is never good.
Okay, actually, Voices and Rants. You can pick first.
Okay. I'm gonna pick Core.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so you're Conan the Barbarian.
Okay.
Oh, there
Okay.
you go. Okay. And where are you picking your attribute from?
Let's try expanded.
Expanded. You're Conan the Barbarian wearing a turtle shell.
60 slashing damage.
Apparently, he's turned into Master Roshi.
Keep or stay?
I'm see. No, I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it.
Okay, keeping it. All right, Ty. Who are you picking?
Let's go with Core.
Core. Okay. Uh-oh, I think you're gonna want to change this one, but I'm not sure. Who knows? You're Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, I'm changing.
That's what I thought. Okay. That wrecking ball only gets you so far, right? Okay, this one might not be good either, but I don't know. Maybe you can make it work. You're the Crikey. You're the crocodile hunter.
Oh my gosh, yes, I'm sticking with Steve Irwin.
All right, so you've got that, or you've got.
I'm sticking with Steve Irwin.
All right, sticking with Steve Irwin. All right. Where's your attributes coming from?
I think I'll go with Nerd.
Nerd. Alrighty. Oh. You're the crocodile hunter, but you're only level 1.
I think I'll. Oh, wait, I can't. Can I?
No, yes, you can. It works for both attributes. You can switch. You can switch both. Yeah, it's just one each.
All right. I'll go for a switch then.
Mhm. Okay, putting that one over there. Oh. So you're the crocodile hunter, and you can just ask a giant eagle to clean up their mess at any time.
Yes, I will go with that.
Lord of the Rings, anybody?
Giant evil bots.
All right, so okay, let's see what we got here. All right, let's see what the Reality Stone's gonna give you.
Oh gosh.
All right, the Reality Stone. Wow. Okay. Oh, is somebody not muted? I hear voices.
Me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You gotta mute.
Oh crap! I'm so sorry. I started singing to myself.
All right, it's all good. All right, so the Reality Stone takes you to a dungeon full of dragons.
Oh. This will be great.
This is an interesting matchup already. All right, so we're gonna give you guys some time to research, and
thank God.
yeah, and we're gonna go with we're gonna ask LunarDrop and Shanti Wolf.
Yo.
I'm so sorry. I really thought I was muted.
It's all good. All right, LunarDrop. Where are you picking from?
What is the expansion pack, if I may ask?
It's just an expansion of the core pack.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll go core.
Okay, core pack. Let's see what we got. Oh, you're the Terminator.
Can I try the nerd?
All right. Oh, for just like another character, like in case you don't like the Terminator? Okay, so you either get the Terminator or... Oh, it's a wild card!
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Pick any sci-fi character. Which one are you going to take? You can't pick the character yet. You got to choose either Terminator or the wild card.
Oh, dear. Oh, okay. What's the best sci-fi there is? I think
that's debatable.
Whatever I say, I'm screwed. Would Lovecraft count as sci-fi?
No, that's more dark fantasy.
Oh crap! I was hoping you'd go with that. All right, I'll just stick with Terminator.
Terminator, okay. Stick with Terminator. Where are you picking your attribute from?
Nerd.
Nerd? Okay.
I just broke.
You're the Terminator who can create a lightning field that shocks anyone within 10 feet.
Awesome.
Well then.
Sticking with that one?
Yes.
Okay. Shanti Wolf.
Yes.
Where are you picking from?
Well, I'll go with the Noid.
Okay, the Noid. You're He-Man.
I have the power.
Well, crap! Now I'm screwed.
Okay, you want to keep or exchange He-Man?
I think I'll do what she did and just do another take.
Okay.
The
From
core.
Nerd. Oh, Core? Okay, go on Core. Okay. Stephen Hawking.
I'm going back to the other one.
Okay, discarding Stephen Hawking. Sorry about that, Stephen. Alright, so where are you picking your attribute from?
Let's go with expansion.
Expansion. Okay. Oh, okay. You're He-Man riding in a chariot pulled by two, and now you have to draw a character card. Where are you drawing from?
This should be interesting.
This could get very silly really fast.
Yes, it could, couldn't it? Just because. Let's go with nerd.
Oh, how did this get next? This is... Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we go. You're He-Man riding in a chariot pulled by two bronies.
That is strangely appropriate.
Okay, then. Two bronies are pulling a chariot.
Can we redraw that one?
Redrawing, okay.
Why would you want to redraw that? That's perfect.
Let's do the expansion again.
Expansion, okay. Oh, okay, this is a meta picture, I guess. You're He-Man riding in a chariot pulled by two Thors. There are two Thors, apparently.
Oh, good lord. That is a picture.
Quite. And we've got artists here and in the audience.
Oh, yes. You know what? Because it's just funny. Let's just go with the Thors.
The Thors, okay, discarding the brony. Alright. Let me just fix that up. Okay. And the Reality Stone will be sending you to... Trapped in... Oh, how the heck are you going to do this? Trapped in a broken elevator.
It's going to be very tight.
Apparently. You could argue a big elevator, but I don't know. I'll let you guys do your research. And... Alright, come on back, Ty, and Voices and Rants. Good grief, the laughter is out of control. Woo! Alrighty.
Remembering when we had that Mad Libs and we had Stephen Hawking jumping off of a train.
Yeah, that was a time. Okay, so just to remind you which cards are, Ty, you were Conan. Oh wait, no, that's Voices and Rants. Voices and Rants, you are Conan the Barbarian wearing a turtle shell, and Ty, you are the Crocodile Hunter who can just ask one giant eagle, to clean up their mess at any time. And you're fighting in a dungeon full of dragons.
Yes.
So I have a question.
Yes.
When it says wearing a shell, does it mean that it's in like on his back?
It just says wearing a turtle shell. I guess
Okay.
they're leaving it to you to make up.
Okay.
So, okay, you ready to fight? Starting with Voices and Rants.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1, fight!
All right. So I learned quite a bit from my quick research of Conan the Barbarian. Not only did I find out that not only is he, as everyone knows, typically a very strong person. In fact, he is able to outpower most men, both in sense of strength and skill, but he's also a very smart person. He's a very intelligent mind. He speaks many languages. He has, a good sense of humor. He's well traveled. He has a lot to him, in terms of, and obviously because he's Conan the Barbarian, the warrior, he has experience fighting, many different adversaries from monsters to men. Along with that, he has a shield that gives him good protection from any sort of hit you try and go with, and he's also a very skilled hand-to-hand combatant. He prefers, using a sword and open hand. So he's skilled with the weapon. He's a great hand-to-hand combatant. And honestly, the Crocodile Hunter, let's be honest, if you left him in a dungeon full of dragons, he'd try and find a camera and go, "Crikey, look at this, a dragon, I'm gonna run up to it." And he'd probably die because, you know, he'd be too distracted with the dragons and trying to, you know, tame them and show tricks to a camera to actually fight. And if he did try and fight, he's the Crocodile Hunter. He has no physical strength of combatancy, you know. He's going to be too busy trying to, you know, go after a dragon, which will probably eat him and, you know, scratch him up. And, you know, there's no way the Crocodile Hunter could survive in such a place. Whereas Conan the Barbarian has quite the advantage. He's dealt with stuff like this before. What else did I have? Yeah, so overall, he has, in short, he has a good shell for protection on his back from anything, you know, even the dragons could try and throw at him, even you could try and throw at him, you probably wouldn't get through. Even without the shell, he's still a pretty tough guy. He's smart, so he can probably outsmart a lot of whatever kind of brainy thing to do. He can come up with a strategy to avoid the dragons. He's also a very good climber, so he can, you know, get out of the ways of danger in the dungeon somewhere. And he's, again, a skilled combatant. I just don't see how Crocodile Hunter could win in such a scenario. And that's the end of my statement.
Thank you. Ty, are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Honestly, I think you're wrong on that whole thing about how the Crocodile Hunter would lose, like, would be eaten by the dragons, because I think his confidence with animals would be his biggest advantage, because then he could, like, if he manages to train them, which he probably could, considering his abilities. I mean, he works with crocodiles all the time, so he'd be, which are basically water dragons, and if you really think about it, so he could easily learn. He probably would be able to know how, like, what things to do to make a dragon less aggressive and stuff, using them to his advantage to actually turn them against you. And then he's got a giant eagle with him, so he could also use that to send after you to do his bidding if things go awry. That is all.
Kind of noticing that this is just fan fiction of Conan the Barbarian versus the Crocodile Hunter at this point.
That's what the game's supposed to be of.
Exactly. Okay. Back to Voices and Rants. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, fight.
All right, so I'd like to go back to what your actual eagle says, which is, you know, who can just ask a giant eagle to clean up their mess at any time. Their mess. The problem with that is it's not saying you have a giant eagle to do whatever you wish. It's saying that you can ask it to clean up your mess at any time. It does not say you can use it as a battle thing. Second off, we're assuming that these two have just been dropped into a dungeon. We're not assuming you've gotten the time to actually sit down and train a dragon to behave. And if you did, you'd have to find some safe way of doing that. And as we've seen, the Crocodile Hunter isn't a very safe kind of guy. You can see his show, you can see all these dangerous things he does. It's basically like watching Jackass with animals, with the dangerous things he does that aren't very safe and very practical. The assumption that he'd be able to, based only on confidence, that he'd be able to get these animals to obey him. Alligators, crocodiles are different than dragons. You still have to battle a barbarian with strength, brawn, skill, and a turtle shell that protects him from damage. You have, in terms of a physical fight, I'm pretty sure Conan the Barbarian has faced a lot harder, a lot harsher, a lot more challenging things in his well-versed time, whereas the Crocodile Hunter just has an overconfident attitude that, you know, trigger warning, got him killed in the first place. So in terms of the fight, with the fact that Conan is a skilled fighter, hand-to-hand and with a sword, has a brain, and, you know, speaks many languages, great climber. In terms of a battle theme, and again, he's faced a lot harder, you know, opponents than the crocodile hunter. And I'm pretty sure the crocodile hunter could not tame a dragon, especially if he has to fight Conan the Barbarian whilst doing it. He wouldn't have time. And that's where I end my argument.
All right, Ty, this is the last one before the voting. Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, fight.
First, I'd like to start by saying that no, he did not die from messing around with animals. He died in a freak accident. He was on vacation swimming, and he didn't see the stingray coming, and it stabbed him in the heart. Second of all, a dragon could bite your head off easily. I mean, it could bite my head off, but you've still got mostly your head exposed. So that's a really big issue there. And I am writing myself into a corner. That's all I have.
Alrighty, time for the voting. Okay. Let's see here, just write this down. Alrighty, let's hear from AnKoBlaze.
Conan the Barbarian.
Okay. fightingleaf.
I was gonna do this out of spite, but no, I legitimately think Conan the Barbarian has the advantage here.
Okay. Dr. Menace.
Dave the Barbarian.
Dave the Barbarian. I think I know who you're actually voting for.
Yeah, you know.
LunarDrop.
I'd also like to go for Conan the Barbarian wearing a turtle shell.
MT Fox.
While I do think Conan the Barbarian is the superior fighter, I'm willing to buy that the Crocodile Hunter could train the dragons, and that's kind of an end-all, so I'm going with the Crocodile Hunter.
This is based on argument, though, not what you think, though. Right?
What?
Well, yeah, she's
based on arguments that we've made, not who you think would...
Well, she was...
Anyway.
Yeah, that's the argument.
Yeah, yeah, Ty covered that in the second one. Yeah, I heard it.
I didn't
Okay. Well, there's playback. So we can find out one way or another. Alright, Shanti Wolf.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Conan.
Alrighty, that puts Conan at 5 and the Crocodile Hunter at 1. Let's see if this turns around. Anything can happen. Alrighty, Voices and Rants, where are you picking your next attribute from?
I think we'll go core.
Core, alrighty. Oh, this is an interesting development. Okay, so you're Conan the Barbarian wearing a turtle shell, armed with Cupid's bow.
I think I'm going to try again just to see what else I can get.
Alright, where are you picking from?
So it's core, and then what's the next one? Advanced?
Expanded, and then...
Expanded. We'll go with expanded.
Okay. You're Conan the Barbarian wearing a turtle shell, and every time somebody chops your head off, you grow to more like a hydra.
Ooh. I think I'm going to go back to the bow, though.
Okay, sticking with Cupid's bow. I'm putting that one over there. All right, Ty.
I'm gonna go with core. But you totally had an advantage with the head thing, actually.
Well, this one does not help, so you're probably gonna want to change it. You can't see.
Yeah, I'm changing.
All right, changing that one. Okay. Do you want to try core again?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay, so you're the Crocodile Hunter who can just ask a giant eagle to clean up their mess at any time, and you're in a jet fighter.
Yes!
Okay, this is interesting. All right, we're starting with Ty this time. Ty, are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Well, obviously, having the jet fighter up puts me at an advantage by having me covered from any dragons and all that, and even your attacks. Plus, a Conan's never faced off against a jet fighter. He never would have run into anything like that because he's from a different time era kind of thing. And I've got, like, jet fighters usually have guns, they're fast, they've got their propellers, which will definitely cut your head off, which you could have been saved from, but you decide not to, and went with the Cupid's bow, which will just make people fall in love. That is all.
All right, then, if that's it.
Alright.
All right, it's back to Voices and Rants in 3, 2, 1, fight!
Alright, so here's, first off, I'm going to address the bow thing. The reason I went with the bow is similar to your logic of, oh, he can tame the dragons. With the bow, I can, if I so choose, take the bow, which is, you know, again, skilled weaponry. Of course, he'd be able to hit, and again, dragons are big targets. If he wanted to, he could hit the dragons with Cupid's arrows. And all of a sudden, now the dragons love Conan. And really, once you have a dungeon full of dragons, right? We're assuming this dungeon, which is big enough that can somehow manage to fit a jet fighter in it, you know, and it's a dungeon full of dragons, so there's a bunch of them. I now have an army of dragons that love me and will more likely do what I want. Now, and this added with the fact that Conan the Barbarian is a very smart person, as along with being a very strong person. Having now an army of dragons going against one jet fighter, which I don't even think the Crocodile Hunter would know how to fly. I mean, like, really. So you have an entire dungeon full of dragons which can come at you from every single angle and crash you down, hit you down. And again, really, Conan could even just stand back until they wreck your entire jet fighter to the ground. And then come up and hit you. And again, you still haven't done anything with your giant eagle. So you know, in terms of using everything, you haven't really used that. So I'm curious how you're going to make that into play. But yeah, Cupid's arrow, turn all the dragons on my side, make them love me, and crash down your entire jet fighter. And again, with the shield, or what I call the shield is actually the shell. Assumably, Jill shells are pretty strong. I think Conan knows how to use a shield, knows how to protect himself, and again, he's a good climber and, you know, vastly talented guy, along with now an army of dragons that he has under his control of Cupid's bow. And even if that doesn't quite work out, all Conan has to do is somehow manage to jump on one of those dragons that he, you know, has under his control, or climb, as I've said he's really good at doing, and jump onto your jet fighter, break the screen, which he's more incapable of doing, he's really strong, and shoot you with an arrow to the bow, and then Steve Irwin wouldn't want to hurt Conan the Barbarian because he loves him. The power of love prevails! That's the end.
That's a tough one. Okay. All right. So we already did Ty one. So I already did. Okay, yeah, Ty. It's time for finish him. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Keep it short and finish him.
Well, here's the thing about Cupid's bow. In order for you to use the arrows in the bow, you have to be able to target whoever you're trying to get to fall. You have to hit both the person you're trying to fall in love with and the other person. Like, that's how it works. Like, basically, you'd have to hit yourself as well with the bow. And unless you're willing to do that, that's still not going to work out. And if you did hit them, you'd have even more dragons breeding with each other, and they'd be too distracted with that. And so I just have to go in for the kill that way. And plus, I'm pretty sure Steve Irwin has actually flown a jet before, so he's a regular plane before.
Okay. Voices and Rants, finish him.
Alright, to recap, there's a chance he may need to, you know, shoot the arrow with you and him. He may not. He may just need to do it with himself and a dragon or two. You know, love doesn't make you incapable of going together on one goal, he can still do it, even just one dragon, two dragons, whatever. Have them all be a happy family if everyone loves each other, including Conan, and they can all dogpile on you. And again, just really briefly, he is well-traveled, speaks many languages, is very smart, very strong, defeats pretty much every man hand-to-hand combat. He just needs to get on that ship in some way or capacity, break your glass, and rip you out, and you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then, thank you. Okay, time for the voting. AnKoBlaze.
Anton.
Conan with the Cupid's bow. I'm sorry.
Okay,
guys.
so you're going Conan? Is that
Yes.
okay? Conan. All right.
Sorry, Dai.
Fighting Leaf.
Crazy Leaf, I'm happy.
Actually, I'm gonna have to go with Steve on this one.
All right. Dr. Menace.
I'm going with Conan the Lovely Turtle Hermit.
All right. LunarDrop.
How dare you take my joke, you filth. I'm going with Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the Barbarian. Empty Fox.
Call me a little biased with dragons, but I think whoever has the dragons on their side is going to win, so I'm going with Conan.
Conan. Okay. And lastly, Shanti Wolf.
Conan.
Conan. All right. Well, that puts it at 2 for the Crocodile Hunter and 10 for Conan the Barbarian. So, of course, the winner for this round is Voices and Rants.
That was a good round. He did really well.
Good debate, though.
Total
debate.
3 for Conan. Not
All right.
Conan, for that one.
Yeah.
Don't change
And a big round of applause for Ty.
At least I
All
beat
right.
Leaf.
Alrighty, time for LunarDrop and Shanti
You
Wolf
did not beat me!
to come on out.
I'm ready.
Alright.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Alright, so let me just get your pictures up there real quick.
All right.
Of our beautiful selves.
Yes.
So gorgeous.
Alright, let me just expand a little bit there. And
Oh.
there. Okay, and just to remind everybody and yourselves what your cards are, it's LunarDrop is the Terminator who can create a lightning field that shocks anyone within 10 feet, and Shanti Wolf is He-Man riding in a chariot pulled by 2 Thors. And you're battling in a you're trapped in a broken elevator. That is where you're fighting. So,
Well,
alrighty.
Are we talking about like a small personal elevator, or are we talking about like a freight elevator?
We can argue freight just because it's a battlefield.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. We
I
can
mean,
argue.
it's Terminator and He-Man. They won't fit in a regular one.
I don't think so.
Well, in a chariot.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, LunarDrop, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Humans, it's in your nature to destroy yourselves. And as we all know, He-Man is human, or at least supposed to be one. Now, I have an electric shock shocking anyone within 10 feet. All I have to do is get close by, which will not be difficult in this very stuffy, very small, broken elevator, and I can shock the life and crap out of anybody within 10 feet of me. Now, this will not only kill anybody within those 10 feet, but it will also fix the broken elevator, assuming that is the reason it is broken is because it is lacking power, and it will charge me back up slightly because I am the Terminator. Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Beautiful man. Beautiful man. We all love him. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't think I need to elaborate on that one. Now, the Terminator specializes in infiltration and assassination. He has survived truck explosions. He has survived a hydraulic press. He has survived a lot. He has hyper-alloy combat chassis. He is fully armored and very tough. He has withstood 20th century firearms, crashed through intact walls, and he can fully operate for 120 years on his power cell. So we could just wait it out. We could wait it out in this elevator if you want, but I'm going to outlive you, buddy. We can harness thermal energy as well to recharge his batteries. He's made of hydraulic servo mechanism, which makes him superhumanly strong. Even enough, I'd say, to argue against He-Man, who, as we all know, is quite strong. But in the third movie of the Terminator, we have seen him fire a Browning 30 while holding a coffin filled with a person and a heavy cache of weapons. Not to mention he has organic camouflage, so He-Man won't know what hit him until all of a sudden I come out, stab him in the back, lightning, kill. So, just to let you guys know, I'll be back. And that is all.
Alrighty, Sean T. Wolf, are you ready?
I do believe I am.
Well then, okay, 3, 2, 1, fight!
Well, you know, in an elevator, and let's say we're in a freight elevator, just to have a little bit of space, that, yes, the chariot does become a little bit moot as far as mobility goes. But also, and let's keep in mind as well, the god Thor, even though we have 2 Thors, so you get 2 for the price of 1, also has the ability not just to control lightning and thunder, among other things, can also bless objects. So he can bless the chariot and actually turn it where it doesn't just, as soon as it hits lightning, turn to a puff of smoke. So, excuse me. But also, not only can both He-Man and Thor also with the hammer and his sword absorb lightning, but Thor can also send lightning into the field, at least going to the generator, and just like technology, even as advanced as it may be, can only hold so much in power as the capacity, and over time, that if it can start to overload, it can start taking out all the capacitors and burning circuits, and then eventually the unit is going to just go where it's just not going to work anymore, and it can affect other systems as well, or in some cases actually explode within the casing itself, which again, this is what can happen with an overload. But the chariot can also be used to throw and possibly pin the Terminator into the corner, even though, like I said, again, blessing it and not going right away, so it can actually hold him there while, again, Thor overloads the system and He-Man comes in and just pretty much knocks the stuffing out of him, as tough as he may be. And, yeah, I'm just going to leave it there for now.
Alright, LunarDrop. Are you ready?
I am.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, fight!
Your points about the hammer are well made, but you have to realize he's pulling a chariot. Sure, they may be stationary, but it is stated that he is pulling the chariot, therefore he has his hands on the grips. He'll need a free hand to wield his hammer near. Now, we have established that the Terminator is very strong. He has survived truck explosions, being crushed by a hydraulic press. Just think about that one for a moment. Okay. Now, we've understood that what he is made of, but he has actually been damaged. But despite him being damaged in that hydraulic press crush that is a mouthful, he has been repaired, remade, and relives. You cannot kill him. He will come back. And that is all.
Alright, Sean T. Wolf, are you ready? After this, it's the voting time.
Yes, I think I'll take a crack at this.
3, 2, 1, fight!
And yes, you do make a very good point that he's like a bad penny that keeps coming back. But you also have to keep in mind that as far as the actual physical form goes, yes, his body does get crushed. But again, the reprogramming comes in from, again, where they were able to capture it. But that point aside, you also have to keep in mind He-Man, and actually doing my research, is able to open a dimensional portal. And has the strength that even with Thor's being attached to said chariot, which, again, whether established they're pulling it by like a hand cart or if they're actually harnessed in like horses, let that thought sink in for a little bit, then can actually throw him, after disabling him, into said dimension, either going to Grayskull or wherever he so desires. And again, he has done this on several occasions, And again, with his physical strength, he can send that chariot and, unfortunately, Thor in the process, flying right into him through said dimension. And again, it may not necessarily destroy him, but he would still be stuck in that dimension if the dimensional portal were to close, which in most cases usually does. It's going to like sustain for a certain period of time. And yeah, yep, that's about it.
Alrighty, time for the voting process. Here we go. First round of voting. AnKoBlaze.
I do believe He-Man has the upper advantage here, upper hand here.
Alrighty. Ty.
I'm gonna say Terminator.
Terminator. Fighting Leaf.
I'm not going to lie and say that I understood very much of He-Man's argument, but it sounded good, so I'm going to go with that.
Okay. Voices and Rants.
I think I have to go with Terminator.
Okay. Dr. Menace.
The one that's Robert Patrick.
Okay, so Terminator. Okay, Empty Fox.
I'm gonna go with He-Man.
Oh, it's a tie.
I
All
get.
right. It's a tie. 3-3. 3-3. Okay, time to pick the new attributes. All right, LunarDrop. Where are you picking from?
Let's go nerd.
Nerd. Okay. Oh goodness. So you're the Terminator who can create a lightning field that shocks anyone within 10 feet, and apparently you're really big into D&D because you just rolled a critical failure.
Oh, good lord.
Oh dear. Oh, I'd very much like to repick.
Okay.
And yes, I am very much into D&D.
Okay, let's see here. Would you like to go with nerd again or something else?
Let's go expansion.
Expansion. You're the Terminator who can create a lightning field that shocks anyone within 10 feet, but you're always running late.
Okay. That's preferable.
What do you want?
That's preferable. I'll go with the running late.
Always running late, okay. Shanti Wolf, where are you picking from?
Which is funny how to run late and trapped in an elevator.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Knight again.
Nerd, okay. Uh-oh. You're in trouble, Lunar. He-Man, riding in a chariot pulled by 2 Thors, and your attacks are super effective.
What? That's some crap.
Let's see what else I can get.
You wanna redraw. Okay.
I'm curious.
Alright,
Let's go with the expansion.
Expansion. Okay, so if you pick the expansion, you're He-Man riding in a chariot pulled by 2 Thors, and somehow you're latched onto your opponent's back.
That would be very interesting, considering. I think I'll go with the super effective.
Alrighty. Lunar, good luck with the argument. Alrighty, starting with Shanti Wolf this time. Are you ready?
I suppose.
3, 2, 1, fight.
Okay, so going in again back into the history of He-Man, he is known to be incredibly strong, incredibly intelligent, and apparently telepathic, which doesn't help in this case. With the attacks being super effective, thank you, Pokemon. And like I said, apparently just even using his sword to either shield or cut through said lightning field, again, going to fantasy here, and again, hacking down the Terminator into itty bitty little pieces. Even though it's like the body can be destroyed. It's not indestructible, though it is particularly strong. And then same thing with having the two Thors, still, even like having the chariot faced at him, still sending the lightning attack onto him, or again absorbing said lightning, but still able to push through. And then the said dimension, which if we want to go into second dimension as super effective, that would be probably where the let's see, event horizon went. And yeah, I'll just leave that for you to ponder. But and aside from that, yeah, that's all I got.
All right, LunarDrop, are you ready?
I am.
All right, 3, 2, 1, fight!
You may note that it says He-Man is the most powerful man, that being he is only human. He had to possess a half of the sword to gain his power. Now, him also, let's back up a little. Most powerful man. He is male. Being male subjects him to gender stereotypes. Terminator has no gender, whereas Terminator is gender neutral, has no gender because it is a robot. He-Man being male allows him to be subjected to stereotypes, such as men being strong beyond belief, and therefore not having much of an emotional side. That can very much influence young children who are watching the show. Now, is that very relevant in the battle? No. But is that something to ponder? Yes. Now, back to Terminator. He can carry plus 31 pounds with one hand, no problem, because that is what the Browning .30 weighs. And he has been seen firing that while holding a coffin with a living person and a heavy cache of weapons. I have already stated that, but I have done additional research. Now, moreover on the Terminator, he is smart and very clever. Noted the Max and Wolfie scene where he tricks another robot. He tricked a robot, which are known for their intelligence. Mind you, that is all.
Very well. Okay, it's time to finish him. Sean Wolf, keep it short and tell me how you'll finish him.
Yes, how He-Man and two Thors, cloning process, will take care of the Terminator will be to overload his systems, to, again, use the chariot to brace him as He-Man comes in, and, again, he may be a man as well, but he also has two gods on his side, so you're talking about maybe mystical physical strength, but then also you're talking about strength of God times 2. Which can pulverize even the strongest metal. Believe me, I've seen titanium. It can break, trust me. And, yeah, that's about it.
All right, LunarDrop, finish him.
He might be able to break Terminator's body, true, but it will always come back. It can be remade, reshaped, and, of course, retrieved. Hasta la vista, baby.
All right, I guess that's it. Okay, time for the voting process. This will decide who goes on to face Voices and Rants in the finale. Okay, AnKoBlaze.
So essentially, I'm really sorry for being so single-minded, but He-Man takes the cake with the attributes.
All right, He-Man. Ty.
He-Man.
He-Man. fightingleaf.
In terms of simple destructive output, He-Man.
He-Man. Voices and Rants.
Yeah, He-Man.
Dr. Menace.
Only because I have a soft spot for this one. I'm gonna have to say the Terminator, who's an anime protagonist who's always late for school.
All right, one for the Terminator. Empty Fox.
He-Man.
He-Man. Okay. Yes, that puts it at 4 for the Terminator. And oh, nope. 8 for He-Man. So, give it up for He-Man.
Good game.
And
Good game.
and a round of applause for LunarDrop. Which brings us to the final battle.
It's getting Inception in here.
All right, so let's go ahead and just clean up these cards real quick, and then we will be on
So
to
tense.
the final battle. Okay, starting with Voices and Rants, where are you picking from?
We're gonna start with Core again.
Core. Alrighty, here we go. You're the smoke monster from Lost.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
It's like I don't know that one either.
Where are you picking? You want to pick again, or do you want to keep that one?
Let's pick again.
Pick again. Same deck or different deck?
We'll go same deck.
Okay. Oh, it's a wild card.
Oh dear.
Okay, so you can't pick the character right away. You got to pick either the wild card or the smoke monster. But the wild card is pick any movie character.
That doesn't include monsters, does it?
No, well, I mean, just this movie character. It's not
Movie
giving
character. Any
structure.
movie character.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think I'm gonna go with movie character just because I can know more about a select movie character than I could probably learn about the smoke monster.
Alrighty. Which movie character will you be picking?
Okay, question.
Mm-hmm.
So, when we say movie character, do they have to be exclusively movie? Or
Exclusive?
can the origin... Okay, so the origin... So I couldn't, like, cheat and go, like, from something like a Marvel movie.
No, I'd say movie exclusive to make it a little
okay,
bit
so
more tight.
Just double check. Okay. We will go... I'm trying to think of, like, the most, like, badass kind of character.
Uh-huh.
Movie. What's a good movie? The only... God damn it. I'm almost tempted to go with the Terminator, but I kind of don't want. Okay. I can't think of the name of the character, but you know the character that Bruce Lee played in Hidden Dragon?
Oh, goodness.
I'm trying to remember the name of it because I'm like,
You can check in IMDb.
I will
Yeah, and...
Hidden Dragon. There. That's not really his name, is it?
What is his name?
Cho Ying Fat. That's
How do you spell it?
CHOW hyphen YUN hyphen FAT.
Okay, there we go. Okay, if that's your final answer.
There's the...
Chow Yun Fat is an actor.
Oh, is he? What's the name of the
Okay.
character then? God damn it.
Thank you, Fighting Leaf.
Sorry for the delay.
Or a director. One of those.
Damn it. You know, we're just gonna...
I think Dr. Menace looked it up.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, it's Lai Muba.
Aimuba.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
Bruce Lee character.
Bruce Lee character. Yeah, I'll put it in parentheses on the so that everybody at home can see. Basically, just Bruce Lee. All right. So, where are you picking your attribute from?
We'll pick it from is it advanced or no expansion? There you go. So I keep
Expansion.
forgetting what it's called. Expansion.
Okay. So you're Lee Muba, Bruce Lee, but you were bitten by a radioactive spider.
Oh dear.
So Bruce Lee is now
Now-
Spider-Man.
Okay, so that's the assumption we're going with. We're going like that it is like gives him spider powers, or are we going that like it's like a hazardous problem?
I'm going with spider powers because that's what that's what this game is, I guess.
Okay, I will go with that.
Though one B movie did take it another direction.
True enough. But we'll go with Spider-Man. Okay, Shanti Wolf.
Let's see here. I think I'm gonna go with the nerd pick.
Nerd? Okay, so you're Master Chief from Halo. Where would you like to pick your attribute?
I think I'll stick with Master Chief. Let's see. Let's go with Core.
Core. Okay. I should also let you guys know that because this is the finale, the final round, I should say, there is no research time. So if you're sure with Master Chief.
Yeah, I'm going with Master Chief.
Okay. And you said Core?
Yes, Core.
Okay, so you're Master Chief being guarded by the Secret Service.
Let's try a redraw.
Almost looks like a Bruce Lee movie now. He's got to get past all these these guys and sunglasses and
And then there's Master Chief.
All right, so you're gonna go. You said Core.
Let's try a redraw with expansion.
Okay, expansion. All right, so here is your. Oh boy. Okay, so you're Master Chief missing a limb, and the opponent gets to choose which limb is missing.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going back to the other one.
Okay. Not giving Voices and Rants a chance.
No.
Alright, okay, so let me just write that in for the people at home real quick, and then we'll choose where the Reality Stone is sending you. Alright, and the location of the Reality Stone has been found. Whoever wins this one gets the Reality Stone. Where are you fighting? Where is the Reality Stone located?
This is going to be good.
In a giant bounce house. Nobody would ever think to look there.
Okay.
Oh, there's so many jokes with this.
You think? A giant bounce house. There you go. Everybody can see at home now. Alrighty. With that, are you ready? Starting with Voices and Rants.
I am ready.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, fight.
Okay, so to take advantage of the location that we have, the bouncy house castle, you are at a severe disadvantage because you are going against someone who is not only a master martial artist but can stick to walls with the Spidey powers, right? So, mixed in with all this knowledge of how to fight and take down an opponent and multiple opponents at that, you also have to deal with Spider-Man powers along with the fact that he can, with his training, he now has the advantage of being able to admittedly jump and do all this stunt work that he's that is typical of most kung fu kind of movies. So he has the advantage of now you've given him the ability to be airborne and just literally run and walk on the walls with Spider-Man gripping abilities. So he can literally jump in the middle of your guard Secret Services and take them all out with a kick. And, Spider-Man grab you and throw you in, super strength of, radioactive spider powers and, I can stick to walls. If the bounce is hard enough, you will fall. You'll have a hard time standing up even with guards, and especially with a heavy suit and people surrounded around you, you're going to have a hard time standing on your feet, let alone not bouncing into people. Whereas I can, grip on to walls if I have to, and also trained martial artist, can take out all of them. And that is the end of my argument.
Shanti Wolf, are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, fight!
So, given, Spider-Man with, again, all the abilities that we all know and love, along with Bruce Lee, who's, as the word has been said, a real badass. But Also, Master Chief has been known as badass as well, especially if you go through the whole lore with him. But also being a human who has been artificially augmented is also comparable in strength as well. In a straight up fight between the two, yes, it would be an interesting match. Even though again, Spider-Man is a little bit more agile than maybe um, Master Chief, again, with having the armor, which does protect him, especially since his system can lock up, and even being thrown at a hard distance again, it still absorbs the impact of it, so he's not as much there. He doesn't take as much damage. But also, you have to keep in mind that a lot of his missions have taken place in space, where he has had plenty of experience on different terrain, let alone walking, running, and even just flying through, or even just in low gravity areas, especially on a ship, let's say, where he's walking outside, in which we know that he's had a few battles like that, and also dealing with different creatures who are in various ways bigger, larger, faster, etc., etc. But also with the bounce, he's used being able to do that. But also keep in mind that the environment is very malleable, where it's not static, it can move around. So even, let's say, Spider-Man jumped at him, Master Chief can still pull a part of the castle, let's say one of the pylons, for example, and pull it down on him, where it takes some of the roof with it and can block him and almost squeeze him in there just temporarily, just again just to disorient him a little bit. But he could, like, it's like, it still can be a very good fight, even though again one is more agile than the other. But it's still a pretty good competition. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Voices and Rants, are you ready for your rebuttal?
I am ready.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Okay, so going off what you said, what you did openly admit, is that, you know, Bruce is a lot, I'm just called Bruce because it's easier to pronounce, is obviously a lot faster, can dodge, and, you know, especially with your heavy suit, it's going to be hard for you to land a hit, especially against something, you know, like Bruce Lee as a person, they had to slow down his punches and kicks to actually be able to see what he did, right? So a character, you know, played by Bruce Lee is always going to be that fast. So you have to be able to account for his speed. And on the note of, you know, terrain and low gravity, this isn't low gravity. This is an unbalanced surface that's constantly changing in terms of the amount of air that's in it, right? And with a heavy suit, again, you're not really going to be able to move very much. And if you try and even jump, you probably won't go as far as, you know, Bruce will. And again, he has the tactical advantage of he can, you know, he's skilled in combat. He can literally use anything, like in terms of being not only a fast fighter, he's also a very smart fighter. He's also a fighter that, once again, can run on walls. Even if you, and along with being Spider-Man powers, Spider-Man also has super strength. So if you want to play it that way, he could lift Master Chief up if he had to. He could throw him. The difference in strength is, you know, malleable, because Spider-Man has lifted cars with, you know, his superpowers. So a guy in a suit in an unbalanced, you know, ground isn't going to be much more difficult. Especially again because, you know, so he has the ability being faster, so any hit you try and go on, even if you pull the thing down, it's not going to really do very much, because he can, as tactically as most martial artists would do, he use it to his advantage too. He'd be able to crawl out, because he has, you know, sticky Superman powers. All he has to do is get you off balance, and you've lost, because he can maintain balance no matter what with the ability to stick to walls. And that's easy to do with a guy who has a heavy suit, and again is being guarded by Secret Services, which again won't really do you much good as well, because they're probably not equipped to stand on the terrain as well. The only person who has the ability on the advantage on the terrain is the one with the Spider-Man powers. And again, much faster, super strength, can stick to anything on this terrain, and is most likely smart enough to use it to his advantage as a martial artist. That's my end.
Alrighty, final rebuttal here for Shanti Wolf, and then it's time for the voting. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, fight!
And yes, you're right. As long as things stay status quo, like saying the bouncy castle being as it is, that yes, it is harder to move around. But also keep in mind that with the kind of training, again, augmentation with Master Chief, that he is strong. He has been able to hold structures that are even larger than a car, at least slowing them down, and has thrown things like even, say, a escape pod, which, again, is sometimes a little bit heavier than a car. But you also have to keep in mind, again, being a tactician as well, is that he has other weapons aside from the guns that he has, whether it be machine gun or pistol. He also has a knife, and he does have his grenades, and he has been very good about setting, say, traps for his opponents, for example, and using things to his advantage. Again, there are times where this doesn't always work, but again, it's the luck of the draw when it comes to combat. So, and say, for example, and bringing in the Secret Service here, Master Chief could easily, with his knife, as Spider-Man is lunging towards him, can even deflate the bouncy castle slowly, because the material can still be cut and the air can still escape, which even as the fight prolongs over time, it's not as noticeable right away. But then, even Spider-Man will notice that he's not able to hold on, at least as firmly, to the walls. So in that, Master Chief can use that to his advantage with the Secret Service. Once everything is deflated, that everything is coming down, and again, they're all trapped, but the Secret Service can also rush in on him and pretty much almost bag him, if given enough time, bag him into the material itself. Again, they may still be trapped, but they could still hold him down where he's not able to move as much, and Master Chief can cut himself right out. Or even another example, just using his grenades to do, again, the same thing, whether it be a flashbang or one of his frags, and just put it in the bag and pretty much boom. And I'll leave that at that.
Time to vote. The first set of voting. All right, AnKoBlaze.
That last discussion made it so much harder to vote. For round 1, I think I will go with Bruce Lee so far.
All right. Ty. Ty?
Right, sorry. Stupid thing. I was originally going to go with Bruce Lee, but after hearing that final argument with Sean, I think I'm going to go with Master Chief.
Master Chief, okay. Fighting Leaf.
Alright. Based solely on their arguments and not on what I know about each character individually, which is how the game is supposed to be, I'm going with Master Chief.
Master Chief, okay. Dr. Menace. Dr. Menace?
Oh, sorry. Thought I hit the microphone button. Well then, I would say Commander and Master Chief.
Oh, you're going with Master Chief. Okay. LunarDrop.
I gotta say, Bruce Lee had it for a while, but then Master Chief brought up the point that agility isn't everything, so I think I gotta go with Master Chief, but it is really close.
Ooh, okay. MT Fox.
I gotta go with Master Chief.
Oh, okay. We are in an interesting place here. I didn't even think Master Chief was going to be able to pull that off. Okay, so it's 1 Bruce Lee Spider-Man and 5 Master Chief. Okay, time for the second set of drawing here. Okay, Voices and Rants, where are you picking from?
I think I'll go with Core.
Core, okay. Okay, so you're Liu Muba, Bruce Lee, bitten by a radioactive spider, and you're armed with a catapult and unlimited livestock to chuck.
Oh dear.
Keep or see what else is out there.
I want to see what else I can get.
Okay.
How big is this bouncy castle again?
I don't. It's a giant bounce house, so I guess it's huge.
Oh dear.
All right. Where would you like to pick from?
We'll try nerdy.
Nerd? Okay, so you're Bruce Lee Spider-Man bitten by a radioactive spider, and you shoot magic missiles.
I will keep that one.
Okay, magic missiles it is.
Oh, old memes.
Shoot it at the darkness.
All right, Shanti Wolf, where are you picking from?
Let's go with nerd.
Nerd? Okay, hold on. Oh, goodness. You're Master Chief being guarded by the Secret Service and you're level 90.
Interesting.
Keep or look elsewhere?
Let's do a redraw.
Okay, where to?
Expanded.
Expanded. Oh, okay, this is an interesting one. You mirror the opponent's actions. So I guess you... I don't know if you have magic missiles. It doesn't say you copy it, but it sounds like if he shoots magic missiles, you just shoot missiles. I guess that's what's going on here.
We try to mimic it physically.
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
Yeah. So what do you want to do? Level 90 or mirrors opponent's actions?
I think I'm gonna go to the level 90.
Okay, sticking with level 90. All right, starting with Shanti Wolf this time. Are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Now, given the scenario that I already spoke about, again, increasing it to 11, no, into 90. It does, and as we all know from playing RPG games, makes a character just, again, stronger, has more endurance, has more of a defensive capability, agility, etc., etc., etc. So, with that, even though it's like for the Master Chief, it's still the same thing, and as Evan has mentioned before about the armor limitations, but then in this kind of scenario, it does have a little bit more strength, and where he can be faster. I mean, as we level up a character, you notice some subtle differences as you go along. So again, still the same argument as far as, like, again, being a tactician, still using, even though he has limitations, but also utilizing strengths in the process, and still be able to think with what he has available to him. And even so, again, that we've seen, even though time and time again, Master Chief has been hit by missiles, even though this is magical, so maybe different properties, but he's still either able to withstand them to a point, but then he's also been able to dodge them as close as it may be sometimes, as you've seen in the cinematics. And that's all I got for now.
All right, Voices and Rants, are you ready?
I think I am, yes.
3, 2, 1, fight!
Okay, so, first off, level 90 isn't level 100, right? In terms of video games, in terms of whatever you want to play that by, 90 isn't quite, the highest you can go. So he's not entirely the highest level possible. He's still 10 levels below max. Whereas you have someone like Bruce Lee, character that, we'll just, label as, Spider Bruce, whatever. Depending on where you get your source material, such as the, first Spider-Man movie, we can infer that spider powers also have the ability, in some canicity, to give you the ability to sling webs, again, such as it did in the movies. which means that, if it was possible there, then, radioactive bite has the ability to potentially do that. So any sort of, going back to what you said last time, which I think won people over, was the grenade bit. With speed, he can easily throw that away either outside the bouncy castle or back to you, or get away a lot quicker than you could. The also thing, too, is now that you have magical missiles thrown into it, I don't exactly know how many magical missiles, and it's an unlimited supply. So it's not like I'm going to run out of them. It is, going... I don't know how many you can take before you kind of, lose a bit of your armor and it falls off. The main appeal of Master Chief is that he has, a strong set of an armor. But if you can somehow manage to break that, take that off, or do with what you may, then he's not really that much more of a powerful kind of guy. Whereas even without any sort of enhancement of armor, Spidey Bruce is able to basically, if he wanted to, with either just the missiles just deteriorating your armor, whether he goes up for the more tactical thing of trying to use Spidey webs to sort of get you off or tie you up or whatever you want to call it. Even if you were to deflate the bouncy castle, going back to that, if you were to do that, you'd ruin the battlefield, and I don't know if that's allowed, because a deflated bouncy castle isn't really the same as a giant bouncy house. And if you did do that, I'm pretty sure it'd be easier to escape from underneath a deflated bouncy castle if you have no armor on, opposed to, Master Chief, who, is used to fighting out of space, so probably has like an air supply somewhere in there, so
Alright, it's time for Finish Him. Shanti Wolf, finish him.
How I would finish him would be like one scenario like I proposed as well, but then there's also the count that even, again, with he may not be...
You're going out, man.
Sorry? Hello?
You were going out.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay. Technology.
All right, yeah, you were going out. Start over there.
Okay. Rewind. But like I said before, like there was that one scenario, but then there's also the other one that, again, even if you are able to get your spider webs into it, like lock his arms or, again, his feet together, even though given a little struggle, he could still break out of it. But then there's also, again, him being a tactician using what's available to him. And there's also the luck in battle as well, where there's always that one moment, again, with agility that they may be fast, can wear out opponent, but then if the opponent is a little stronger and not able to move as much, but there's always that chance that sometimes a character could be overconfident, and then he can, again, in this scenario, practically like grab him, like in a lake, for example, if he was jumping, and then even the Secret Service jumping in and doing that as well, that once he has him, he can throw them, and most of what the secret agents are for are just pretty much landing on a person and trying to keep them down just with their weight. And if you do that with Master Chief on top as well, it's going to be a pretty heavy dog pile. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that.
All right. Voices and Rants, finish him.
All right, so going to this, you have, with Spidey Bruce, whatever you want to call him, has not only a very good amount of martial arts skills in close combat, he now has magic missiles, and magic implies a lot of things. You can mean it to mean that he can literally use them to do some sort of, magic. For all we know, these magic missiles could paralyze you, they could set you aflame, they could freeze you. They're magical, right? Opposed to Master Chief, who doesn't have anything like that. And again, with the battle in this location, which I feel like has not really been utilized to your advantage to sort of disprove the idea that he's, faster. And even if you do, in terms of like you getting hit on him, all he has to do is dodge until you run out of your run out of ammo, run out of weaponry. Master Chief is more of a long-range kind of dude. Once he runs out of that stuff, you're going to have to take Bruce Lee head on, and eventually you're going to get tired in that suit. And he can sling any sort of things you throw at him away with spider webs.
That it?
It was supposed to be quick, wasn't it?
All right, I was just checking. Wasn't sure. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Let's do the voting. This one will decide who wins. Okay, AnKoBlaze.
Can I ask a quick question?
What's up?
So to be sure, one can shoot missiles, but the other says that they want to, like, drop the castle on top of him, right?
I didn't hear anything about that. I mean, I heard that he can deflate the giant bounce house.
Okay. Tough one. Let's see. I think I'm going to stick with Bruce Lee on this one.
Alrighty. Fighting Leaf. Or actually, no, sorry, Ty. I skipped Ty. Sorry, Ty.
It's okay. Anyhow,
Hi.
Master Chief still.
Master Chief still? Okay. Fighting Leaf.
Too many words. Don't want to think anymore, Master Chief.
Oh, goodness. Dr. Menace.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you planning to level up to 100 soon?
I hope to.
All right, cool, Master Chief.
Master Chief, okay.
That wasn't posing segment though.
Oh, dear. LunarDrop.
I'm gonna have to go with Spidey, Bruce. Bruce
Okay.
Spidey.
And MT Fox.
It's a hard one. Gotta go with Master Chief.
And, ladies and gentlemen, I think that puts it. It's right there in black and white, or in this case, it's a blue pen, so blue and white. All right, yes, the winner is Shanti Wolf, Master Chief.
Good fight.
Game Devin, it was an honor to argue with you.
Good fight. I'll have to win next time.
And there will be a next time, but for now, round of applause to Voices and Rants. All right, which means that Shanti Wolf is the owner of the Reality Stone.
The universe is mine.
Yeah, I guess. All right, yes, everybody. Okay, so just to finish this off here, congratulations, Shanti Wolf. You have won the Reality Stone, and a big round of applause, which we already gave to our other contestants. Well, actually, we just gave it to Voices and Rants. So, big round of applause to all our contestants. I hope you all had fun tonight, and we will be doing this again next week around the same time. Might change. Look out for the video that I announce it. And until then, I'm the Fox in the Fedora. Have a good night. Everybody say bye.
Good night.
I was robbed!
Goodbye.
I stole that victory from you.
That was very much fun.
Bye.